We just got back from PAX East 2026, so on this episode of Playlog, we're talking about all of our favorite indie demos. Hey guys, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. And of course, I don't have my voice because we just got back from PAX. And because we just got back from PAX, it means we got a whole new cast of characters today. Trophy will be taking a backseat. We'll be back next week talking about some games. But first, let me introduce our panel of PAX East 2026 attendees. We're going to start immediately. I'm trying to orient myself for the video version. To my right, yeah, that's how we want to explain that. To my right, we have Chris. Chris, what's poppin', homie?
Hi guys, my name is Chris RV2, same name on all the platforms and socials and such. I'm becoming a little bit of a Resident Evil content creator, so if you want to catch up on your Resident Evil lore, I'm going to be your guy to do so.
You heard of Capcom. Put him in the program.
Honestly, please.
Next up, we've got Nerdstorm, not a stranger to the podcast. I mean, no one here is, but Nerdstorm, what's poppin', homie?
What's up? It is Nerdstorm 92, variety streamer, whatnot. I'm big into RPGs, pretty much all types of games. I love talking about Dragon Ball and Star Wars, so if that is your thing, Nerdstorm 92 on all socials is where you can find me.
He got that nice little background blur going on. I see you, dog. I see you, brother. I see you. Put that foot down.
I'm trying to be like Nerdstorm when I grow up, man.
Black?
Got growing your hair out too, man.
And last but not least, we have the returning guy that's been here, I think, the most of everybody to talk about the random shit that I had sitting on the side. Is Kani.
Hello, I'm the unofficial third member of this podcast. I say unofficial because Danny won't let me on. Like for every week because I can't make it. But you can find me at pretty much every social media place, and Twitch, streaming mostly Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, being an absolute chaotic gremlin of a variety streamer. At Dwarven_Lion, anywhere you need to see me, I'm there. TikTok, Instagram, I'm there on Twitch, YouTube for the VODs. But yeah, I think we're good to go.
Perfect. There we have a team. Buckle in. It's going to be an episode. We talk about PAX, the event, the hotels, the stuff we did, the games we played, whole 9 yards. But first, I have to give you the typical intro because this is Playlog Podcast, our weekly podcast. We talk about indie game news, reviews, and whatever we choose. If you enjoy what we do here, be sure to support the show by doing a few very simple things, such as liking the video if you're on YouTube or leaving that glorious 5-star review if you're on audio platforms. It's simple, but it goes a long way to helping the show. You can also be a part of the show by writing in and asking us your questions or recommending your favorite indie games. Just use the Google form in the description of every episode and have your opinions be heard. Now, onto a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Do you like watching me and my hot D&D friends play make-believe? Then boy, do I have a list of shows for you. Really simple one this week, but we've talked about in the last couple weeks. Wednesday night, so this will be last night as the episode drops, we are doing the premiere of our Electric State game. That is episode 1 on April 1st over on Rediscovery RPG. And if you're watching this the day the episode comes out, then hey, you get to see our world building stream of Daggerheart. This is the Tales of the Valiant crew. We're back together. So it is Cujo running the game, including myself, LB, Ian, and Aaron. We are going to be starting with what is the name of this world, the name of the continent, the things within it. We all get to take moments to create like events and stories and buildings or different things that take place in this world. And then we'll have a week off. And then the following week is the session 1 of that game. I'm very excited to be back with this group. It's been a hot minute since TOV, and that kind of had to get put on the back burner. So we're back to that, playing our good old dice rolling stuff, and in Daggerheart, which I love very, very much. I like Daggerheart a lot. Someone sell Daggerheart sets, please. I gotta get an extra D12 for all this shit. But timestamp. Hey guys, that's it. That's the intro. We did it.
We did it.
Hey, woo!
Everybody, yay. You survived the podcast. I'm so proud of you. Now, something new we're doing. This was supposed to be a test with Topher and I, but we didn't get an episode out before PAX, so we're going off the cuff here. We wanted to start introing the episodes because you guys seem to really like the bad Steam review trivia. So today, we're going to guess indie games by their bad Steam reviews. I guess I can start and get you guys an idea of how this whole thing goes, but everybody brought a game. We all have a bad review and then a positive review as the kind of secondary hint, and give everyone a chance at the table to kind of guess what it is. Again, there's 4 of us, and it's already gonna be a long episode, so no rush to get through it. Please banter as you would, but eventually we'll be like, all right, time to guess. So I will start. I have, oh God, I forgot. I have a negative review from Como, who says, I think the concept is interesting, but this game gets incredibly repetitive and incredibly fast. There are too many routes that are too similar that drag on for too long for what little story there actually is here. The philosophical angle that the game takes as well felt like empty filler between routes that didn't have much of anything of substance to say at all.
The different routes immediately tells me it's so like in my mind, right? Like I'm like Slay the Spire because I'm like I know that it has alternating routes, but
Can I just say my gut guess?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Cassette beasts.
Okay. Interesting. Is that a formal guess, or you're just like, this is what I'm thinking?
So I heard routes, and the first thing I thought was Pokemon routes, and
Okay.
I was trying to think of like Steam review routes of like what else would have Pokemon-esque routes, and I was like, Cassette Beasts is a Pokemon like, you know, a creature catcher.
Yeah.
So that I don't get shade thrown at Cassette Beasts for being a creature catcher. But
A Pokemon like.
yeah.
For safety, just so no one's going down the wrong route, quite like narrative routes. So like branching paths and stuff.
Okay.
So for sake of simplicity, because both Slay the Spire and Pokemon routes are the wrong path. No,
Okay.
sir, you got any-
Okay.
You got thoughts or figures in your head, Nerdstorm?
As someone who doesn't, normally play indie games, I have no idea. I'm lost.
Okay.
I think
sorry.
that cemented my guess, but I want to wait for the good review.
Yeah, I can do a good review.
Yeah.
The positive review comes from Linda from Finance. She says, this game was so beautifully made. The creators behind it did an amazing job, and the two main voice actors could do no wrong. Just freshly 100% of the game and loved every second of it. Parentheses, besides the struggling with the gallery card collection, it's a tough battle I had to win. End parentheses. Finishing the game feels so right, but why do I feel so cold?
Okay, my answer has changed.
Okay.
Do you just say it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, if it's your formal guess, we'll lock it in, just let everyone else talk. But like, feel free to banter and do the like, oh, I'm not sure. This is what I'm thinking. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Are we guessing as a group, or are we each individually guessing?
I can
Is
beat
this
you a
competitive
guess.
or cooperative?
Yeah,
Okay.
Again, we're testing it. But probably just everyone guess.
So I
if you
had
get it
a
right,
guess.
cool. Okay.
I had a guess, boys, until I heard
Okay.
two main voice actors, and then that changed pretty quickly. My initial guess was Dispatch, but when the two main voice actors thing came up, that took me to a game that Chris got interested in this weekend, and I'm pretty locked in on the Serenity Forge guess of Slay the Princess.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Cool beans. Anyone else got
Yeah.
thoughts?
So my initial thought was date everything until two voice actors got brought up. Then I was like, okay, it is not that at all. Completely no. So, I mean,
There's definitely two voice actors that date everything. There's definitely
more than two. Yeah.
there's way more than two. Oh God. I'm gonna follow Kani's gut feeling on this one. I genuinely have no idea. The two voice actors threw me like way off any path that I was on.
Okay. So was date everything the guess then, or would you say, are you saying Slay the Princess as well, or what's the, you say follow Kani?
I'm gonna follow Kani with his answer.
Okay.
And if it's date everything, I am going to take a long walk.
Nerdstorm?
I think I'm gonna go with Kani as well, since I'm at a bit of a loss.
All right. You trusted me.
You guys are going to be so disappointed in yourselves. You're not. It's Slay the Princess. Yeah.
Thank God, Kani.
That was-
Thank you for leading us to the
Yeah,
I'm-
clicky clackies of solidarity.
Yeah.
Clicky clackies of solidarity.
You can't hear mine, but promise that it's clicking.
That was good. I didn't think the two would necessarily be the selling point for you, because you haven't played Slay the Princess or watched it, or like
Me?
Yeah, you.
I have only seen like clips of it.
Okay.
I haven't like actually played it. It's one of those things where I'm always like, man, I want to play visual novels,
Yeah.
but they're hard to like solidify.
Totally. I'm not big on them either. That is one that like got me once I got into it. Plus, I had a review
Yeah.
code from Serenity Forge creator, transparency. But yep. So Chris bought it this weekend. So what I was trying to figure out a game. I was like, I wanted something that was simple enough that I think most people would know what it is, but also I didn't want to be like, I pick Hades, I pick Shovel Knight, I pick Cuphead. I didn't want one of those. So I asked Mal, and Mal was just like, Slay the Princess. I'm like, yeah, let's give it a go. Chris just bought that, so it might be fresh enough to get.
Which just to show off on the inside, we got some cool stickers with the physical edition.
Ooh,
that's pretty sick.
I love that. And then Danny, what I got here is a soundtrack code.
Oh shit!
Because you can't see the thing, but if you want it, it's totally yours.
Bad, honestly. Listen, I won't say no.
Hell yeah!
Love Slay the Princess. Bet. Well, hey, there's the first one. Now you guys have a stepping stone. Who wants to go next?
Dude,
I'll go next.
Yeah, run it.
Nerdstorm is ready.
Run that shit, dude.
All right, this review is from Matt Effect. There was a lot of love poured into the design of this game, especially when it comes to unfortunate characters having to brave deadly hazards. It is therefore very saddening that the game's difficulty is so punishing for casual co-op players with just a few hours to play a week. I can see that the game demands getting good. Neither me nor my co-op partners have the time to spend on that anymore in our life, making us another casualty of the Roots biome. I wish the developers would have added a difficulty below Tenderfoot. And that is the bad review.
This is an indie game?
So,
Yes.
So I heard Roots biome. I'm immediately thinking Peak.
Okay, so I was in the spot. I was like, does Helldivers have are the name is one of the planets the root biome? But yeah, Peak makes sense.
It does.
The difficulty curve, I get it. Like the game's not meant to be easily won, but I feel like the reach at the difficulty of Peak is a little weird. That makes it feel.
I know the last two stages are definitely kind of tough.
Yeah.
The volcano is fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah.
What? But is there one called Roots?
So there's the forest. Is that the new one?
I thought that was like the jungle.
Maybe.
But, no, I guess jungle's called jungle.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's like beach, jungle, forge, volcano, right? Those are like the four.
The
But I guess they added new ones.
Yeah, they added the Tundra one, and then I think it was another one after that, after the Baby No Money stuff. But I haven't played since then.
Okay.
They put out a new update.
Go Peak. They're killing it, dude.
So is Peak y'all's final answer, or do you want me to read the good review?
I think we need the good review too.
Read the good review.
The good one is.
All right, so the good review is from Indigo Water 2. One of the best co-op experiences in years. Climbing a procedurally generated mountain with friends while managing injuries and scrounging for food is very fun. The daily rotating map keeps it fresh. A must play with friends.
Okay, so it's not Peak.
When he asked if we wanted the good review, I was like, maybe it's Grounded, and then
So I thought that was the tiny foot or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was like,
Tenderfoot.
yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a little guy in big world war. Yeah, but Chris.
But I think I'm pretty locked in on Peak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
same.
Peak. All right,
Okay, it is Peak.
let's go.
Yeah.
Easy get. Hell yeah. Sick. All right, Chris, can I
Yes.
run
Yes.
it? Who wants to go?
All right. So, for the bad review, this comes from Kai. Too much bugs. Backpack going through the ground, zombies attacking from underground while half of their bodies are stuck beneath the ground and invisible to players. It's just better to play other party games with your friends at this point.
So
Zombie party
games
game.
with zombies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Backpacks going through ground.
Ooh. I'm like sitting here thinking, I'm like, and for some reason, all I can think of is fucking Zombie U. Like, it's like the only zombie game I can think of right now, and I hate it.
My brain is on Toxic Commandos, but I don't
okay.
know. I don't know if that's indie.
I've got enough emails that I want to assume it is. I just
Okay.
don't know, but maybe. Would Chris pick Toxic Commandos?
I mean, it does have John Carpenter's name on it, and if it's evident of anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Would you like the good review?
Yeah, let's go for the positive one.
Yeah.
All right, so this good review comes from Addy Loki 85.
Hey.
It takes a lot of coordination between you and your fellow stranded adventurers, but once you get going, you're off. It is a lot of fun once you get over some of your frustration because you know you're playing with some great friends.
I'm trying to think of like survival games. I keep thinking like 7 Days to Die.
What's the? I doubt it. I doubt it's what's the one we played at last year, Danny? Was that Whisper Mountain or what was that called?
Oh, Whisper Mountain Outbreak?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good pull.
But I don't know if Chris knows that game.
Yeah, I don't think Chris really that's the one. I got it.
I think I'm sticking with my John Carpenter guess.
Oh man, I want to be different here. I want to find something else. I think.
Yes, the zombies is getting me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a survival game that had like zombies or something in it. I'm not getting anything. Fuck, what is out there? I'm gonna. Nerdstorm, you got thoughts?
No, I'm gonna pass.
Unless
I'm
they're
gonna
like,
pass.
unless they're not actually zombies, but people can only like closely relate them to zombies.
Sure.
Like if it's like Sons of the Forest or something.
Yeah, I was kind of in that ballpark too. But then I'm like, would Chris pick Sons of the Forest?
Who knows? That's the beauty of it.
And then I'm like, what indie games has Chris played? I'm like, Chris played the Tartarus Key. That doesn't fit this at all. Damn, like all I can think is Toxic Commandos now to try and steal Kanai's, and everyone keeps saying it. It's like, let's all go with this answer. It's totally not. I'm gonna go Sworn. I feel like Chris would go somewhere in the Hades realm and be like, "Oh, look, it's not right," but for the sake of picking something different, I'm really stuck on that backpack too. Like I'm imagining a tactile backpack to put stuff in, and I'm just blanking. Unless you also picked Peak, and there's some weird zombie mod I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't have an answer, so by all means.
All right, go for it, Chris. What we got?
All right, so I was a little worried with Nerdstorm going first. It is in fact Peak.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was like, oh come on, man! You picked Peak, but then mine's Peak, and then just I was like, okay, yes.
Weird.
What zombies?
So
Yeah.
I want to say that was like a recent update where like if you starve and die and whatnot, your camper will resurrect and become a zombie.
That's cool. Why are we mad at that? I didn't know it was a thing they did.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like every like update, because like the one I was just talking about, like they just put out their play how you want update, where it's like you can like adjust like modifiers and whatnot. You can like remove hunger and shit, like off it. It's pretty dope. And I if I remember correctly, that was like a couple updates ago though. Was the zombies one? So I was
wild.
Like, yeah, no, that's sick.
Bet, we're gonna have to run some Peak again soon. That sounds fun.
Yeah, because they threw us off.
Yeah.
Because I think we get to also select like which biomes are coming up.
that.
So that would definitely be worth it for like the desert, because I know we didn't get to enjoy that one.
Bet. Hell yeah. All right, Kani, you round us out. What
That
you
leaves
got?
me. All right. So my good review comes from, I have it written down, comes from Scary Clown Lady.
Oh no.
Unreasonably difficult to the point where it is not a fun game. The cute art style is pretty misleading. This one is only for the most hardcore platforming gamers.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm thinking immediately 3 games come to mind: Cuphead,
Okay.
Celeste, Super Meat Boy.
Okay.
I don't know if I consider Super Meat Boy cute. I would. I don't think the general public would.
I don't think it's cute, but I think I get what you mean, where it's like cutesy, you know? Like it's like all like small condensed characters.
Yeah.
I get
Look
what
at
you
you
mean.
good. Which makes me lean closer to Celeste, because I think that's really hard. And why is it so cute and difficult? Like totally hits for Celeste and Cuphead. So I'm leaning there. Chris, what are you thinking?
So my mind is right now. I got two games pulled up where it's Cuphead, but then also weirdly enough, like Binding of Isaac is kind of
Okay.
like there in that realm too. So I'm like, okay.
Like somebody really said, I hate platformers and picked Binding of Isaac. Like, I see why, bud. You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You do also have to remember it is a Steam review, so it could just be any people could be getting the genre wrong.
Yeah, totally.
So I will say I do have 3 good reviews for this, and we kind of talked about this beforehand, where they are minimal, but I do think that at least 2 of them are going to change some answers. Are you guys ready for one of them?
Yeah, hit us.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend. Oh, sorry. This comes from Chorizo _ me and my girlfriend just broke up, banger game.
What?
My girlfriend and I just broke up, banger game. Okay.
Yep, I have 2 more good hints if you guys want another one.
I'm in the spot where I'm seeing the outlet. I'm trying to figure out which cable goes into it because I'm like, I know what this is. I guess let's go for another one.
Next one. Yeah. This one comes from Z Pure. Divorce speedrun.
Is it It Takes Two, or is that an indie game?
That's yes. Yes. It's weird. Hazelight is indie. They're not owned by anybody, but they're just like funded by EA, which again, I just say is like a really successful Kickstarter, honestly. So I would say it falls under indie, but like there's arguments. Dave the Diver, not indie.
I do have one more.
Yeah.
If you guys want that last one.
See, I do. It's the divorce versus me and my girlfriend broke up, where I'm like, what is happening? I'm assuming, yeah. Let's get the last positive.
Last one?
Yeah.
This one comes from Camburger. Bread.
Wait, what?
Bread?
Mm-hmm.
So,
bread.
Fuck, I hate it because now I'm like, was the breakup and the divorce thing relevant to the plot? Because now I'm just like, oh, he's just playing I Am Bread. Like, you're just playing I Am Bread.
That's where my brain is at.
And then I'm like,
I Am Bread.
oh, so you probably played I Am Bread and got mad. And then they're just like, let me just add random life events that this is what happened after not winning this game. Fuck. The idea that the first review, like, oh, it's got to be Celeste. Like, no, it's I Am Bread. Damn it. Anyone else got thoughts?
Bread, divorce, breaking up, nothing is clicking for me.
I'm sure it won't, if it helps at all. It is spelled B-R-E-D.
So is it.
Just because I don't know, but my mind went to like some of those hentai games that are out there.
Whoa, family friendly.
Oh, fuck.
Can you read the negative one more time?
Yeah, the negative one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me flip back.
Yep.
Once again, coming from Scary Clown Lady. Unreasonably difficult to the point where it's not a fun game. The cute art style is pretty misleading. This one is only for the most hardcore platforming gamers.
Okay. All right. Then I think I'm set. I think...
Okay.
Does anyone else want to think out loud before I think out loud? Because either I'm right or I'm wrong. That's as simple as it is. But I feel like now I have the pieces to build it.
I think I might stick with It Takes Two because of the whole divorce and I broke up with my girlfriend thing.
Okay.
Chris?
Just because I know it's wrong and I'm flabbergasted. I feel like this is gonna be like a title as soon as Kani says it. I'm gonna get angry at myself for not knowing. I'm just gonna throw out I Am Bread because that just bread.
Okay.
It's a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
Cute art style.
Mm-hmm.
Kani and I played it. I think it's Bread and Fred.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
Ready for the answer?
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
It is in fact Bread and Fred.
Let's go! Penguins, baby! Charlie!
I was scrolling. Charlie! I was scrolling through my library and I was like, what's a good one? And I was like, ooh, Bread and Fred's a great one. And then I saw the comments on it and I was like, yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Nerdstorm, you know what that one is?
I do not.
So it's basically like getting over it. You're trying to climb up the map, but you are two penguins who are like tied at the waist. So like,
oh, okay, yeah, I think I see. Okay, yeah.
So you're like jumping, and then you're like hunker down, and then your friend jumps and swings, and then as they swing up, you have to sit up. So you like launch yourselves. And there's
a lot of fun.
Is an accessibility mode where, so like when you fall, instead of dying, I mean, like we had to start all the way at the beginning, you have a little penguin with like a little helicopter thing named Charlie. So anytime we get to a spot, like, okay, we made it, hunker down, Charlie, and we'd activate it and like put the flag down. So if we fell, Charlie would pick us up and put us back where we left off. So that was really nice. Fun game. I know they added like speedrun stuff, like you had to race a polar bear up a mountain in the last update.
God.
So yeah, those were cool. Good poll.
Yeah.
Whew, boy. All right. Timestamp on that bad boy. Hey, icebreakers. Normally, I think it'll just be two of us. It won't be that long, but I think it's fun to do the fun little trivia things. And you guys like it on social media, so we're going to keep doing it. Ooh, hell yeah. Sick. Great job, everybody. So I guess with all that out of the way and everyone's all warmed up, hey, we all went to PAX East this year. That was cool.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I am interested. Kani, you and I have gone since 2024. We've gone each year. Correct. Chris, this is your second year, but Nerdstorm, this is your first PAX.
Yes.
PAX period, right? Not even any other.
PAX period.
Yeah. How was your first time at PAX?
My first time at PAX was amazing. Obviously, getting to meet y'all, for the first time. Getting to meet, y'all's group of friends and creators and everything, that was a blast. And then just being able to, play games that I just don't normally play, I ended up playing, and I'm gonna end up talking about this game later, but Fracture Blossom. I normally don't play stuff like that, or Flash of Bloom. I don't know why I keep saying Blossom.
It's great. We're gonna talk about it when we get there, but it's so funny.
Yep.
The Mandela effect of the title of that game. It's wild.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, just, being able to play games I don't normally play in and seeing y'all play some games that I'm actually interested in, like, what's that dinosaur one that I saw Chris playing? I can't remember what name of it was.
No, baby.
Yeah. Like, I want to play that now. It was just such a fun experience. Again, just seeing stuff that I don't normally play, just playing a bunch of different games, getting to try stuff out. It was definitely a blast. It was definitely a blast. And then obviously, like I said earlier, just meeting everybody, all coming together type moment, Yeah, it was real good.
I'm glad you had fun. PAX is always great, and I think it's those like, how does this con go? And you go for the first time, and you're like, okay, I see it, I find it. Especially when you go with friends and get to meet people. Then of course you met my fucking clusterfuck of humans that I'm sure you remember, like 10 of them, and you're like, oh, I remember you guys next time. But
I think I followed most people on like social medias and stuff, so I'm slowly, getting there.
Stick with them. Chris, you're back at PAX. How was it? How was it being back after you're off?
It was just as great as I remember. Saturday was a little bit of a cluster, but I mean, like other than like just like the beast that is the Saturday event. It was just a lot of fun meeting friends that like I met the first time, and then meeting even more new people, and just seeing like the amount of like games and the space. It just like everything PAX is. It was just fun to like be in that environment again, and just being like, yeah, no, this is a good reminder that like this is where I feel like I'm amongst my people here. Yep. So being able to revisit that. And then, of course, big shout outs to Dorchester Brewery, because that chicken sandwich, baby, I had it again 3 times, and it was just better each time.
I'm already figuring out the marketing for this, where I just do a quick, like, how was your PAX? And then get the hypercut of everything. Yeah, hypercut of everybody's thing. And then we do a collaborative post on Instagram, and then we tag Dorchester, and they're like, I bet, coming back next year. What's up? We haven't done a PAX without each other. Listen.
We have not. Did
you have a picture of it? Is that just
yeah,
the chicken?
I just have a picture for my story.
Well, you're gonna have to send it to you for the video.
Absolutely.
But we have yet to do a PAX without each other.
That is true.
How was your PAX this year?
It was great. I think I am really getting into the rhythm of like how I do these conventions, which is like use Thursday as my scouting. Like, okay, what do I want to see for the weekend? Buy anything from any booths that I find interesting, or at least like keep them in mind so I can cycle back to them later. Friday is like put it into action, start like going, playing some of the games, picking up some of the stuff I need. Saturday, do literally anything else because everybody shows up on Saturday. I was the first one to be like, guys, I just stood in a line for an hour and a half. I'm good. Let's go get some lunch.
Yeah.
And then we came back and saw the wonderful Jacob McCourt's video game trivia.
Yeah.
Awesome panels from all of our friends. Adam Gumby with Game Pretty, a lot of fun. And as always, Video Game Tinder is always a blast. But yeah, I think I am just getting in the swing of like what is needed. Every year I try and slink a little bit closer to the convention center, so we have to take less Ubers and save a little bit more money. But I think we had a great experience this year. I think the hotel was close enough that we really didn't have to pay for too many amenities. All of the food we had this year was awesome.
Yeah.
I was very happy with the food this year.
So good.
I will say, and Danny, I think we'll talk about it a little bit. The enforcers are a little weird with the badges this year.
Very weird.
They were very like, oh, did you just walk by me? You got through 7 other people? What is that? What do you got there? What do you got there? And like, it was really weird. But then like and we might talk about it a little bit more later. I had my beef with like 2 of the developers at a booth full of like 7 developers.
Yeah.
But the first guy I talked to at that booth was great. He even commended me for my efforts in his demo.
Aw.
That guy, awesome guy.
That guy was goated. That guy was goated as hell.
Is that the black hair and the glasses?
Nerdstorm because we're gonna get there. Nerdstorm got him for his interview.
Oh, bad.
Oh,
Okay.
sick. Yeah. Okay, sick. But yeah. I loved PAX this year. Good group of games. I think every day that I tried something, I came back and was like, guys, my top 5 changed again.
Yep.
But yeah, no, totally tons of fun. Seeing my friends is always the favorite part. I've already sent them pictures that we got together and asked them for pictures I have of them and made my big sappy post, and everybody who's commented, I've been like, hey, you guys are what I look forward to the most. The games are just a bonus. But yeah, always a big fan of PAX.
Hell yeah.
How was your PAX, Danny?
Oh, thank you for asking, Chris. No, it's great. Again, I had a little heart-to-heart moment with Jacob McCourt on Sunday night before we all head home. And I was just like, hey, man, thanks for the invite 2 years ago. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. And it turned into like, hey, man, you're great. You're amazing. I'm like, well, thank you. I know. Not quite what I meant, but like, yeah, I'll take the gas up speech. Hit me. But it was more like I did a podcast with 6-1 Indie, and that was kind of what I expected out of it. But from there, Jacob was like, hey, I'm doing a panel at PAX. Do you want to come? Like, do you want to be on it? And that was the first time, like, I've never been to one of these conventions. I'll give it a shot. So I went to PAX, met, we get the same list every year, 6-1 Indie, No Small Games, Dave Jackson, Fun and Games Podcast, Respawn Aimfire, Crossplay Conversations. You know, the list goes on. Gamerhead. Sorry if I missed anybody's names. You're all in there. But, like, getting to see that first year, let's meet everybody. It's nice to meet you. Yo, congratulations. See you on Instagram, whatever. To come back the next year, and I use the example last year walking into the show floor. I hear Danny from across the room, and Matt Storm running at me, jumping in my arms. I'm like, "You're lucky my knees are ready. Otherwise, we were both going down." So then this year, be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna say hi normally. I don't have it in my knees to catch you this time." I'm like, yeah, I don't have the knees to jump that high. We're good. But yeah, getting to see everybody and knowing that passing by someone is not going to be a let's stop for 40 minutes and have a whole conversation. It's, hey, what'd you get to play? Sick. I have a point for that one tomorrow. We're like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I was going to look at it, but I don't think it's my cup of tea. I'm doing the one next to it and just shooting the shit real quick about what we played, or like, hey, you got to swing by and check out XYZ. Like, I think those are always great little moments. So then after the show floor closes, go catch your friend's panel, go out to the bars, go out to the Omni or the Western, whichever hotel we choose to hang out at, and just scream over the noise and lose your voice for the rest of the weekend like I did. But yeah, I adore going to PAX. I think it's always fun to get to see everybody and then play brand new games that we'll be talking about here today. So it's going to be fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure we'll have, as everyone goes to continue to stream and everything, the PAX stories as they go. So we won't spend too long doing on that. But does anyone have a particular PAX story they want to share? They're like, oh, we did this thing before we talk about games.
I think all of us got some kind of accolade this at least like I think I got one from the Shards of Order guy who was like, you were the first one to beat our boss at PAX.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And he was giving out these pins. You could take one if you played the demo. And I was like, oh, do you want me to take a pack or do you just want me to take a single one? It doesn't matter either way. And he's like, you beat the boss, you can take the whole pack, man. I have it here somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a whole pack from Shards of Order. And they're high quality, like enamel pins.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I just thought about that. I emptied out my whole bag and I didn't see them. I might have left them.
No.
Oh no.
Either that or somebody else has them, but I'll have to double check. Either way, great game. Really enjoyed it. And then Danny, when you and I were playing Tower Tanks, they said that we made it through a level with the smallest tank they've ever seen, which was you two saw it obviously, but for the people who are either listening or aren't aware of that game because it's still in development, it is a game where you like Tetris piece build a tank and you put all these like weapons on it and stuff, and then you bash into other tanks until somebody wins. We made it through a level with 2 Tetris pieces on our whole tank. And all it had was like the basic amenities. It had a boiler to like get it running and a lever to tell it where to go, and that was like basically it.
Yeah.
It was nuts. We were like, wow, this is going to be the quickest demoing of the day. And the dev came over and he was like, I have not seen anybody survive with that low of pieces. And like nuts. We were. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We started like the first run. So we had 2 randos with us, and they were super sweet, super nice to play with. Didn't catch their names or anything, but immediately as we get started, we like start the tank, and Kani got stuck between Tetris pieces.
Yep.
And I guess that was happening throughout the day, and the devs were telling people like hold B to like respawn and like unalive yourself, come back, whatever. And that wasn't portrayed to us, so we just kind of let Kani get like stuck between geometry, and we're like, let's go, I guess. And then as this tank spawns in and starts blowing up our walls, I will say we did get a much shorter demo time than the other groups. I can tell you that.
We did. We did.
The guys, we stood in line for like 20 minutes and then we sat down for like 5. So I'm like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind the full experience, but that is what it is. But yeah, they blew up our ship. We somehow survived. Once we got to the station to like upgrade our stuff and move through, I like despawned. So it was a combination of like, I'm not here. I don't know what happened to me. I unplugged the controller, plug it back in, didn't do it, did it again, and it came through, whatever. But yeah, I think Tower Tank's gonna be a cool one. I think just the state it's in, it's like could use a little more polish, a little more work, but like I think we're gonna have a fun time playing that one. But yeah,
absolutely. Being
basically just like a little shoebox on wheels to barely survive an encounter was cool. I guess I also got the accolade, not as as impressive, but Nerdstorm, you're gonna talk about Farmbotics later, but that's a very pretty cut and dry survival game or farming sim kind of game, and you get like a 30-minute demo. I got to interview the devs or chat with the devs while I watched someone else play, so I got a little bit of like here's how the game's going to progress. So I was able to speed run a little bit quicker. And there's a water bot, so you get a planting bot and then a water robot to do stuff. I was the first person on the show floor to make the water bot because no one else had gotten that far. So I'm like, I'm kind of cracked, I know. Call me Mr. Stardew. But yeah, Chris, Nerdstorm, any special events or moments from this weekend that you were like, yeah, my PAX was this?
I'm mainly going to talk about it later, but it was a whole Tainted Grail moment. Chris was there. Definitely just had a lot of fun with that game. And yeah, like I said, I'll get into it a little bit later once we talk about our list of games.
Totally. Chris, how about you, bud?
And, so I mean, like there was like a lot of just like moments that it's like for like my friends, you guys know I'm not very like outspoken. Like I don't really push for conversation. Like I'm not gonna initiate. I've had a few times where there's just like people like I was just talking to people in line next to me, and it was just like so cool. And there's like my one friend Rosemary, when we were standing in line for Grave Seasons, it was like her friend like left her hanging for like when we had like maybe like an hour left, and then it was just like her and I just yapping to each other back and forth. It was just great. But for particularly the one guy that Nerdstorm was interviewing during Tainted Grail, this was like the coolest moment was after they had finished up their interview. Nerdstorm was like, oh yeah, well, my buddy here, he also streams and all that, and he played the demo, he really liked it. The guy's like, yeah, we'll give him a code for the game with the DLC, and we'll give out some keys to him too, so you guys can do like giveaways. And I'm like, I was just a cameraman here.
Yeah, that was going to be all I was talking about.
I'm glad you had a good cameraman experience for Nerdstorm. The same booth. So I guess for a little bit of context, the first thing Nerdstorm filmed was cos miners. I keep wanting to say cosmonauts.
I thought it was Cosmonaires.
Yeah. Oh,
I have no clue. I didn't get to play it. All right, could be
one
anything.
of them. Yeah, but it's like a Deep Rock right?
Yeah.
Like you're like farming through. There's aliens that pop up, try and fight your base, and like make it tough for you to do your job. And when I walked up, there was a guy. His name was Simon, as one of the developers. I kept calling him Polish Jim Halpert because he was from the games from Poland, and the man looked remarkably like John Krasinski with blonde hair. But I'm sitting there. And, like, he keeps sitting there with his arms crossed, and he keeps doing one of these and then pointing, and he's, like, speaking in Polish to the guy next to him. And this guy keeps swooping in to, like, help Nerdstorm, like, give him tips and pointers. And I was kind of like, dude, I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, I'm trying to film. I'll try and cut out when he's, like, blatantly in front of the screen. Homeboy waits for me to get to the whole end of the filming, and then goes, by the way, the game didn't look great. I think your camera's blurry. And I was like, it's not mine. It's his. I have an Android. I don't know what iPhones look like when they're blurry or not. I was just like, this is the phone quality. and then Nerdstorm grabs the phone and goes, that's my bad here. Wipes it, gives it back to me. And then I was just like, why was he so mean about that? He was nice to us for the rest of it.
Yeah, he was nice during the interview.
Yeah, he was nice during the interview and everything else. He was like, thanks for coming. No, but like, that was odd. And then there was another time at the Poland group where a guy came over and I was playing a game I'll talk about here in a little bit called The Lone Sword. And I sat down, I got through the tutorial, and homie's just like, is it hard? Just let me know when you're done. And I was like, I got through the tutorial, man. I don't know anything about the game other than how to play it. And he's just like, yeah, well, just let me know when you're done. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. Nobody was here. I just picked up a controller at an empty station. I'm sorry. So then I get through like 2 more levels, and then homie comes back over, and he's just like, how about now? Is it hard? I was like, it's, yeah, a little bit. I haven't died or anything, but yeah, it's a little tough, you know. I'm trying to figure it out as I go. And he's like, okay, just find me when you're done. I was like, what are we doing? So then, like, as I'm playing it more, like, after he leaves me alone to, like, just play it, people start lining up behind me, and they're like, oh, you, like, play as the sword, and they're, like, talking about it behind me. And they're like, I guess you gotta collect stuff, I guess you gotta do this, you gotta blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, I'm building up a crowd, I shouldn't take too much longer. And then I got to, like, thanks for playing, but there was still more to do, and I was like, it said thanks for playing, I'll pass it off. Guy grabs it from me, has like 2 sanitizer wipes like ready, and just like rubs the shit out of that controller. And I was like, damn, was I that dirty? Shit. And then he just passes it to the next guy. And like, there's a difference between like, just give us a second, we want to make sure everything's clean, which is what happened when I went to the Mad Mojo station. There was somebody ahead of me. They just took a wipe, they like lightly like rubbed off the mouse and keyboard. They're like, it'll just be a couple seconds, we just want to make sure it's clean. We were like, yeah, no problem. But homie, like the fucking Jock from Finding Nemo, the like fucking
just spitting that shit.
Yeah, went to ham, dude. But yeah,
I'm
the
interested.
Poland guys seem to have beef with me. I don't know what was up.
Because I'm wondering, you told me that story and I didn't really think about it till now. Because as a creator for Nerdstorm and I, like, we set up appointments, we go in at certain times, like, hey, I'm gonna go play this game. I'd say probably this year more than any were the, hey, I have an appointment. Sorry, we have someone here. Like, normally it is like, I don't like making people move, and like I've said before, I think on last year's, I'm like, I don't like flaunting like the, hey, media badge, let me do my shit.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to wait in lines, nobody wants to do that, but like it's the privilege of, you know, what we build and what we do that we're here to cover the things. But like there were quite a few games I'm like, hey, I have an appointment, and one of them was the Poland booth. It was Farmbotic, where I was watching a friend from Boss Rush, Ed. He was finishing his demo, so him and I chat. Somebody was in line behind him to go play. And then it was me for my appointment. So I let her, like, we let her sit down to play while I talked to, not Simon, I did not catch this guy's name, but I got to talk to one of the other guys about the game. Then I sat down to play. And I'm wondering if there was like an appointment set for the Lone Sword where someone was just like, instead of being like, hey, we have an appointment coming up, like to kind of be prepared to have to kick you off, they were just more like unintentionally scaring you away from it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because most of my case where I'm like, hey, is the game, I see you have someone on the game, like they just sat down, as opposed to being like, oh, let's move them for you or have you a creator station. It was kind of like, I guess I'll come back. And there was one game, I won't call them, I'm very excited to play their game, but like, I went to that booth 4 times over the weekend for my appointments. And each time they were like, yeah, you want to come back later? I was like, you know, I'll wait till the demo's on Steam. Was kind of where we came out to, which again, no shot at them. I understand, especially for small teams that have like 2 laptops to run their games on and have a line of at least 15 people for like probably an hour-long demo. Like that sucks. That's got to be like a lot. So I'm not mad. It's just observant that like the times I'd show up for a demo to be like, hey, this is like my slot. Like we did the whole email Calendly situation for a reason.
Yeah.
I won't worry about it then, I guess. So
which is a. Go ahead. Everybody kind of went at once. Go for it.
Which I really like how the guys at Awaysis handled Danny with Danny with his interview.
Yep.
Like Raj was very accommodating.
So cool.
To like that whole thing. He was like, because like they had like the main screen, then like they had like another one so that they could get like 2 groups of 4 in. But he was like, yeah, we have a laptop in the back. Come on over. Pulled up a seat for me. He was even like, yeah, we got an extra controller. You could play too. I was like, hey, I'm just grabbing footage for the guy right now, but I will like if the offer's there, I'll play too.
Totally.
Yeah. But like just like having like that extra computer where like it was really secluded. I didn't really hear a whole lot. I'm not sure about you, Danny, but it like the way they handled that was just so. I wish more places did that, especially for creators.
Yeah, and I think it's also
for me. I kind of feel like it was a little bit of that, and also there were some, dev teams or whatnot that I guess just weren't even paying attention to their like calendar appointments. It's like you'll walk up and be like, "Oh, I have an appointment." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, come on over." And it's not like, "Okay, I know who you are, be here at this time," type of thing or whatever. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah. And I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm not mad at it or anything. It's just like, I thought there was going to be a little bit more structure to it, or I just had that assumption. So
yeah. I definitely had somewhere like I showed up and like they were ready for me. Like, oh yes, Danny, it's nice to meet you. Like some that were like, I saw we got your email. I remember when you saw our game at Insert Event here. Like that was very cool. Like I'll talk about that in a little bit. There was a dev who was like very excited to see me. I'm like, don't gas me up like that. Thank you. But yeah, like
you worked for it, man.
I fucking did. I did. Full chest. But like I'll talk about Memoria Awaken a little bit. That is one that I got my appointment. They were like, yes, it's good to see you. And then on I think Sunday, or no, it was yesterday as we were flying out, I got an email that was like, hey, sorry we missed you. Let me see if we can reschedule. I'm like, I was there. I came to my appointment. I didn't miss it. I swear. I didn't miss my appointment. But I realized like no one like I showed up, but no one went like, ba-ding, Danny made it. And then whatever reason automated was like after the convention's over. If you want to try and come back, I'm like, no, I can't. We're gone. No one's here anymore. So yeah, I think there seemed to be some disorganization with that and the enforcers, which honestly right now I guess probably the best time to talk about the enforcers and how out of pocket they were this year. And then we can get into the games here. But yeah, like the enforcers, I think this is the weirdest year we've had for enforcers at PAX.
Definitely.
Because I think I usually don't have to like deal with enforcers. I say like they're a burden. I know they're there to protect people and make sure everyone knows where they're going. There was one point where I couldn't find one of the booths because they didn't have a sign and they weren't on the PAX app map. So they helped me find it and we ended up getting where we needed to go. We might have seen the girl walking around the Pikmin hat, the red Pikmin hat.
Oh, sure.
She was super helpful. She was great. But the amount of enforcers who were on like Secret Service bodyguard duty. Like, for anyone who's been at the Boston Convention Center, there's the food court, and as you go out to either side and go down the escalators to the show floor, there's the big, like, garage door gates. There's usually someone sitting there to check badges. And normally they kind of just peek to be like, who's there? I don't know if they had some security issue this year where people were sneaking in with the wrong badges or what the case was. But every time I'd walk through those doors, I'd have someone kind of in their seat, just like... Sorry for audio listeners, but, for video watchers, like they were like really scurrying to see like what badge I had, like as if I was wearing the wrong day they're about to tackle me to the floor. I'm like, yo, it's okay. Like I understand you have to check, but like it doesn't have to be this defensive craziness. But then at the same time, I think I was talking to Dave Jackson. We were talking about the lack of availability of enforcers. We're like normally you walk around, you see one sitting around. We're like, I need someone. There was a good like maybe 3 or 4 hours on. Probably Friday, one of the busier days where I'm like, I don't see any enforcers. I need to know where I need to go, and I can't find anybody. And then I happened to find some. Chris, you were just like, look up, or you were like, eyes up, Guardian. Like, you text me on the show floor while I was standing next to one to be like, hey, do you know where I can find? They're like, yeah, it should be on that side. I'm like, that was not an answer. That gave me nothing. So, yeah, I don't know how you guys had anything else with the Enforcers this weekend.
So I mostly just like seeing what I saw and hearing the inconsistencies with like, you can take this route in. Sorry, no, you can't take this route in.
Yeah.
Like that amount of stuff. Not really. I did have one other thing about the appointment thing that you guys were talking about. And this is back to Poland, and I want to make it clear. I don't have any beef with the Poland guys. I understand it's a stressful weekend. It's a long weekend. Everybody's coming up, touching your stuff.
Can I say
hands
I hate
on, hands
Poland
off, good
as a
things, bad
whole?
things. No, I don't hate Poland. I did not hate Poland. I did not. No, there was an interesting moment where Nerdstorm walked up for his appointment because he said, like, I don't really think I really want to get on anything else right now because I have an appointment coming up at like this time. And I was like, why don't we just go see if they can take you early? Because, you know, sometimes that happens where they don't have an appointment beforehand. So we walk over and I was just like, hey, he has an appointment at 4, but like, if you guys don't have anybody else, you mind if he just does it now? And they were just like, no, that's fine. And they put him on. And like I said, it was just one dude when we walked up, and that turned into 3. That turned into Simon, the dude who was helping Nerdstorm, and then this other guy who was like handing out flyers of the game.
Okay.
And he was funny. I really enjoyed him. There's a part where he was just like, maybe this will help with filming, and he slipped one of the brochures up in front of the camera. He was pretty funny. But there was a point where like they came over while he was playing, and somebody else had walked up and was like, oh, I had an appointment at 3:30, and they're like, well, he had an appointment, and he was like, I thought he showed up early. And I turned and I was talking to him, which later on we found out was our friend CJ, who was at like everything we were at this weekend. So I kept bringing up the story like, hey, I'm so sorry that we cut you off. We checked to see if there was another appointment, and they just said, oh, yeah, content creator, sit down. So like we kept apologizing to him, and even then they could not get, like, they did not know Nerdstorm had an appointment. They kept coming up to me and they were just like, cameraman, is this James? And I was like, no, it's not James. And then come to find out, the guy who had the appointment at the time that we accidentally took, his name was Chris. So we were like, who the fuck is James? Who are these people that you have marked down?
Like, I mean, I'm just saying, if there's another Chris James out in the world other than just me, I'll take it.
That's kind of crazy. But no,
very, very, very strange for sure.
There was definitely like a moment of confusion. I was just like, so if we took Chris's spot, but they're looking for a guy named James, and this is Nerdstorm, who the fuck is supposed to be here right now?
Yeah. James
that, like,
ain't
weird,
here.
Yeah, who's flying the plane? It's definitely like an odd moment, but
wild.
That's all I really had.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I haven't really. The only time like I really like interacted with like any of the enforcers was literally like at the end, and I'm gonna go back to Awaysis here. This could be a common theme with me, but like we were talking to Raj, the developer, after the 4 of us got around to playing the game, and like we're just talking, we're just shooting the breeze, we're just talking because conversation just led there. This enforcer's just like, hey, you guys are standing too far out. I need you to like move closer to like this orange line. We literally took 1 step to the left and our rights respectively. And then it was like, okay, that's good. And I'm like, it changed nothing.
Yeah.
It was also Sunday, which is like historically their slowest day. And I looked around, I was like, are we holding up? Like, is there like a funnel that we're creating? And I'm looking and I'm like, there's like 3 full hallways worth of space for people to get by. And we need to move into the taped off section. What?
Like, that was just like the weirdest bit of it. Like, I think I was like, ultimately us taking those steps just didn't really do anything.
I did just think of another one, Chris, when we were trying to leave on, what was it, Saturday?
Oh my god. Yep. Okay. Nerdstorm, we did too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're 15 steps. We're 15. Yeah. So we were like 15 steps from the front entrance, and these enforcers came out and they were like, ding, 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 like shaking these bells at us. And they were like, go that way. You cannot leave any other way. You need to get out of here. And we're like, can we please just go
like right there? Yeah.
we're like, it's right behind you. We just saw you come off of them. Can we please take the escalators up? And they're like, no, turn around. Ding, 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 ding. Go that way, cattle. Leave. Like, just chasing us out. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So Chris is like, do we just go around? And I'm like, I don't think we can. I think everybody's going down one of the lanes. And I was like,
it's just crazy.
It is. There was a girl right behind us who said the same thing. She was like, it's right there. It's going to take us longer to leave the way you're making us go.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go the whole way down and then take a left to get out of like one of the side exits versus like literally 3 minutes to go up the stairs right behind you.
Yeah.
And
like there's still people like from like where we were, they were walking from like the outside to the inside to go walk that straight down the middle to go up the escalators.
Yep.
So it's like, just tell us to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nerdstorm had a similar case because that was we say that was Friday, that was Saturday, whatever day it was.
I think it was.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah.
Because Saturday Friday. We were out earlier.
Right, you're right.
Because of Jacob's thing.
Yeah, we Nerdstorm got a locker in the media room, so we're like, oh, let's go get our stuff out the locker because they're like they want it out by 7 or out by 6 or whatever the case is. So we go up the same escalator I mentioned earlier about the people really checking on my badge. There's a staircase to the left which take us right to the media room. We just go up another set of stairs. We're there. But this guy, as you're walking towards it, puts the like velvet rope across the stairs and turns off the escalator. Like, sorry, I can't go up here. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So we look to the right and the other escalator's still going. So we start to walk towards that. Like, I guess we got to take a walk around, but we'll do that. On the way there, one of the other dudes kind of starts speed walking to get past us. I'm like, is he trying to race us to turn off the escalator? This is so weird. That is wild. So like I saw him grab the velvet rope and I get this little like the woman like, let me slip right past you real quick, like just to make sure we got on the escalator. And then I don't know if he was yelling at me. He was yelling at someone. But like we went up
the fuck out of
Oh yeah, we were going up the escalator, and then I whispered something to Nurse. I'm like, why are they so fucking weird? I see this guy like he sounded like he was yelling at me like a Peanuts character. I was like, it was right after I spoke, so I assumed, but I'm like, I wasn't yelling. Like I whispered to Nerdstorm, so I don't know if he just like assumed I was talking about him. If he assumed, he was right. But like, it was so weird. Like. Yeah, the fact that they were like,
I promise your assumptions are valid.
But like walking out of there and like I'm trying to think for like the one night we stayed to do like magic and stuff at the tables, they still would have turned off the escalators for those people there for the PAX Arena, people there to play magic and board games. Like, so now these escalators are off. They still have to go up the stairs, and they didn't do it the other night. So again, just a weird enforcer situation of why was this the ploy? Why was this the way it moved? It just all seemed very like out of pocket.
Yeah.
I can only assume it's a bunch of people that believe like really, really deep down in their hearts that if they could be a good enforcer, then they'll be invited to be an enforcer back, or they'll be like promoted up through the ranks. I'm not sure how that whole situation works, but it's just felt like there's a lot of tryhards that are just trying to be like, we need to stick to the book. We need to follow every letter, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Totally, which I get in respect for a big convention like this. Like, you want to make sure people are getting safe. The moment you get someone like died or trampled at the show floor, like, yikes, you're donezo. But like,
because the problem I have for like the whole trampling thing is when it's the enforcers doing it. It's like so you're going against the thing you were brought on to do. Okay,
totally.
Congratulations.
Yeah. One other thing, because you mentioned the like entrance thing, Kani. So normally if you go to the Boston Convention Center, there's 2 entrances out the front door. You have the left side, which is the long serpent path for the regular entrance, your 4-day pass, your 1-day pass, whatever.
The peasants.
Peasants, exactly. On the right side, you have an exhibitor entrance, which is for exhibitors, I think medical badges, and content creators. So you go over there, you flash the badge, you're good. I personally didn't have an issue because the morning that this all happened, our Uber just said, I'll drop you off at the back of the building, go in that way instead of where we picked. So that was a weird thing. But yeah, I guess one of my friends, she and her husband went to go in that front entrance like we always do, have for the last 2 years, now 3 years now. And they told her she can't come in. This is not for media. We're like, this has always been for media. We have come in here the last 2 days for media. We have come in here for the last 2 years for media. What do you mean? So the guy said, you're not in the list. You can't come in. Luckily, she had a medical badge. I think she had her child the day before. They had a badge for it, so they let her through then. But I went later. Nerdstorm and I came after getting lunch. I'm like, hey, is there, like, are we allowed? He's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, I heard this morning. He's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. If I'm here, you're getting in. I was like, cool, thanks. But like, obviously we had two different people on two different levels that said, sorry media, fuck you. And yeah, this is where you're supposed to be. So super weird. I was telling everyone, like I talked to the 6-1 guys, the trophy room guys, all of them about this weird thing and what exactly happened. And I was like, Asa was telling me last year, like they send out that PAX survey after like a week or so after the event, like filling that out and being like, hey, here's what was weird. Why the fuck did this happen? Is like their bread and butter. Telling them where they fucked up, they usually try and fix it. So I think if we're just like enforcers, we're out of pocket. What the hell?
Yeah.
I think is the move this year. But yeah, anyone else gonna bitch about enforcers?
No, I had the same situations you did, Danny.
Yeah,
there was just that small situation where like you guys told the one I was coming back to be in the room.
Yeah.
So and this is a bit of a privilege thing, and
Totally.
I didn't have too big of a fit about it. But like if you know one of the panels and they're seating everybody, typically you can go in and go like, hey, I know the people on the panel. Can I please go in and sit down near them so that way like they know I'm here. So we did that, and at one point it was very much like, oh yeah, go ahead, go sit in. But even then they were really weird about that. They were like, oh, just go sit up by the front, fill in the empty spots up there. You have to sit in the front left. And we were like, yeah, that's what we wanted. Thank you. But there was a point where I had to go to the bathroom. So I was like, hey, if everybody can watch my stuff, I'm gone for like literally maybe 3 minutes.
yeah,
I come back, everybody's gone. And I was like, hey, my friends were here. I'm assuming that they're like in the thing. Can I get in there? And they're like, go into the waiting room. And I was like,
yeah.
okay. So I'm following the text messages that are like, we're in the front left by the doors. And I was like, okay, by the doors. That is like, I'm in the waiting room trying to like look. And I'm like, are they sitting down? They don't usually sit on the floor. So I'm sitting there looking for everybody. I'm like, you guys are in the waiting room, right? And I get this text. It's like, no, we're just in the like panel room. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then I get a message and like get told later, like, yeah, we told her you were coming back. She said she knew your description. And I don't even know if there was a lady there when I walked back. It was like 2 dudes. So I'm assuming she just didn't tell anybody anything and just fucked off.
That seemed to be the case. Yeah, because you gave me your bag and they said we're like you were like, well, I think we just saw you like disappear in the bathroom. It's like, all right, you guys can go on in. I'm like, give me a minute because our buddy's supposed to be here. She's like, oh yeah, I've seen your face. Like you guys are gonna be good. Like he'll be able to come in. So I'm like, oh cool. So we took your backpack in. We sat it down. Luckily we saved you a seat. Like we didn't like see you later. I think it's a video game Tinder.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, so we go in and we're sitting there and I'm like, yeah, let me know when you're there. And I came out to find you and you weren't there. Then I went back in. Then I think you actually showed up and they put you in the waiting room, or I just missed you and you were already in the waiting room. So I was like, fuck. Now where'd the lady go that told me I could let my friend in? And I can't find her. Yeah, it was very weird. But
yeah, I think that's all I had for the enforcers.
Cool. Sweet. That's an hour of what's going on with PAX, which means time stamp. Time to talk about what we've been playing.
Sir.
So the way we structured it, because guys, there's a lot of games to play. There are a lot of games we like doubled over, and some of us played like multiple times. So you're gonna hear us like kind of talk about the same games together. But we each have a list of 5 games we played at PAX that we want to talk about. Does anybody want to go first?
I don't mind going first for this one since I went last for the icebreaker. Yeah. So let me get my list pulled up. So I will preface this by saying that some of my games that I'm talking about are kind of moved around. I wanted to make sure we were giving as much coverage to games that not that we all played, but that were played by the group. That way, like we are maximizing this time for the developers for games that we enjoyed. That's my own personal thing. I literally don't care how you guys do it, honestly, because it's not my show. But the first one I want to talk about is Mad Mojo. This was one of the last games I played on the show, but I really, really enjoyed this game. It is equal parts of 3 different games that I love very, very much. It is equal parts Inscription, like a Pokemon or like a cassette beast like Creature Catcher, and then it is also Balatro-esque, where like, so the way you play it is you have these cards and you can see on screen you like pick certain ones, there's bonuses, but what you actually do is you pick them like they're card suits. So like you can make a flush out of them if they're all fire, or you can do like 2 pair, a full house, And they all have different like power-ups based on what they do. You can get different variants of each of the creatures. So if there's one you really like, you can get like earth or fire or water, or like all the different, there's like matchups into them. But there are like, when you're setting up the things, it'll be like, what is your name? And you go to select it and it'll be like, that character is not found in the game files. And you're like, what? And then there's like a part where it's like, adjust your screen until the image is barely visible, and you're doing that, and then like all of the creatures like light up and their eyes are like glowing red and just like staring at you. There's a part where like when you lose, it like boots you out of the game entirely, and it's like, oh, looks like you lost because there was like a mistaken file in the coding, and you're like, what? So it makes you open up the file for the game, and it says like double damage, and you have to go and like delete that, and then the boss does half damage. And I was like, this is pretty sick. And with games like Forbidden Solitaire, which I'm super excited for when that comes out, and Inscription, where it's like kind of meta, I really, really like this take on like a creature catcher with not only interesting creature designs, but also like that like hyper meta, something's wrong with the game. It's playing me as much as I'm playing it. Like that kind of psychological piece to it. I really liked it. A lot of fun.
Okay, you sold me on the. I keep going to call it AJR. That's the fucking band. The go through my files and add. I know that sounds super creepy on paper of like the game putting shit in your computer.
It is a fake desktop. It is not your actual.
Oh, okay,
desktop.
cool.
I know.
Okay, sick.
Games like One Shot and what's the other one? There's another game that does that where they like Triple Take is another one where like they will create like a note file in a folder on your computer, and you have to go and like it puts like a password or a note, or you're like saves like a PNG or something that you have to like put over the window of your game to like put. I love that shit. I think it's so cool. I think I got concerned because Inscription does it where they're like, oh, we're gonna go through your friends list or the photos, the images in the store. I'm like, what if I have titty pics in there? What if I have dirty pictures? Don't put that in the game. But never been an issue. Yeah, I walked by this at the beginning during media hour, and Jill Grote, the Indian Informer, was playing it. I'm like, oh, this looks really cute. And the way she looked at me like, oh, it's more than that. And like, that's all I got out of it. That's all I saw of the weekend.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to swing back. This sounds sick as hell.
So something else that you might not be getting from this, there's a parry mechanic.
I saw, it's like bouncing thing here for video watchers.
Yeah, so they don't attack your monster, they attack you. And if you parry it, it gives you energy for your next play. So each card costs 20 energy to play, so if you want to be able to play a full hand, you have to parry enough stuff to get 100 energy. If you don't, you play lesser cards and then you lose. But if you lose, it doesn't take you the whole way back to the beginning. It rolls a dice, and then based on what you roll, it moves you back that many spaces. So it is like a growing story where you just go up. It was a really cool game. The dev was super awesome. I accidentally found a bug, which is going to be a theme in some of these games.
Yeah.
I found a lot of bugs this weekend, and a lot of people were like, that was the first time we've seen that. And I was like, oh shit. This was one of them where I picked a certain item and it bugged out a little bit, but there's a lot of really cool stuff in this game. Definitely keep your eye out for it.
Yep.
I put it on my sticky note that I have a feeling that's going to be a common theme of stuff that I'm gonna have to wish list. Yeah, no. So the way Kani initially described it, I was like, oh, I gotta find this booth. I couldn't find them.
They're on PAX Rising.
Very overstimulated. That's gonna be the course of everything I've endured. But yeah, no, dude, this game looks sick. It looks like it's gonna scratch that itch, because I mean, like, you guys can't really see it well, but over in this card frame over here, and that one, I have Inscription cards. One of my favorite indies, and that is looks like it's gonna scratch. That's gonna consume me. I'm gonna black out. I'm gonna get every achievement for the game.
Yeah, any chance you got a business card for these guys? I'm gonna try and hit them up and just touch base, man. This looks fucking rad.
Probably. I'm probably gonna have to dig through my stuff to find it. It was like a foil trading card. Let me see if I saved it.
Okay.
It was cool. It was like a foil trading card of one of the characters. And then on the back was the business card for them. But yes, I like them a lot. And I really enjoyed how like hands off, but also like, oh, are you looking for help? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Like I liked that very much from the dev.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's dope. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it looks fucking rad. Cool.
It's really cool.
All right. Chris, there's something I want to go next. We'll probably, whatever order we take, we'll probably just keep going throughout the episode.
I'll go next.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to talk about Farmbotic. I know Danny, you got a chance to play that.
I did.
I thoroughly enjoyed it because I've recently been getting farming sims and whatnot, and obviously playing more, quote unquote, friend slot games. And I thoroughly enjoyed the mechanics of that because I believe this game was showcased during Summer Game Fest last year, or I really don't remember. But either way, I remember
games?
seeing it.
PC gaming showcase. PC gaming showcase. Where was that? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing it there, and I was like, okay, I got to try this out. And then, funny enough, they emailed me. They were like, come play this game. So I played it again. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved the farm mechanics. I loved, how there's obviously a story to it as well. It's not just like a fresh slot game. There's a story to it. And I'm the type of guy that I need a story no matter what type of game I play. So I love that fact. But everything seemed fairly simple enough, and it was just really cool to be able to play something like this. It was very I don't know if quirky is the word for it, but it had its own nice little vibe to it and whatnot. But very fun, very fun. I didn't make it as far as Danny did, but
how far did you make it? Like what all did you get to do in the demo?
I made it up to the point to where you made the what is it, the soil machine or whatever, that first machine that you're able to put down.
Cool. That spawns.
Well, no, I made it there, and then I ran out of time at that point because I ended up exploring a little too much.
Yeah, I get
it. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wish I had gotten more time to be able to do some more stuff, but yeah, it was very, very cool. I can't wait to actually get my hands on like the full game when it actually gets released and whatnot. It's really good.
I think I actually did not know this was co-op. That did not come up at all in our conversation. I'm watching this trailer back now. This is the first I'm seeing it.
That is so sick.
Yeah. So I got my demo. I had mentioned earlier, like I got the demo where I showed up for my appointment. They had someone sit down so that I got to play it afterwards. So I got a little bit of a peek see. I'm like, here's how it's going to start. Here's where we're going to go. So in the occasion where the dev's like, you see, she missed this. I'm like, I did see that. Yeah. So she was kind of looking around a dungeon, but yeah, essentially the elevator pitch is the farming sim. You're living on this farm. There's a town next door. They said something about there's like tornadoes and storms that are like destroying the town. And your whole thing is you're creating the resources to restock them after like the devastation and everything. Okay. And you're doing this by building like automation robots. So the game starts very simple. Hey, welcome to the small town. I need you to go do a thing. You go and plant some basic seeds. All right, cool. Let's go meet the scientist who teaches you all about the robot parts. You have to go into the dungeon, which is very similar to Stardew. If you played Stardew, you go into the dungeon. Every 5 or 10 floors, I forget what it is, there's like a checkpoint. And while you're in there, you're getting iron ore, copper ore, whatever else you find. The further you go, the different types of biomes, et cetera, et cetera. You take those materials back up to the top. When I was asking, there are checkpoints. So if you go to the front of the mine, I'm going to teleport down to level 5, to level 10, level 15. But on every single floor, there is an escape mine. So if you're like, I've got everything, I'm about to die, you just hop in the cart, take you out. So like, you won't hit the checkpoint. So next time you go down, you have to start at like floor 15 again. But if you hit 20, there's your checkpoint. So from on out, you can start at 20 and keep going further. So like, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, because I would have been lost.
Yeah, totally. And the rooms progressively get bigger. Like you start, it's just a small room. The next floor down, there's 2 side paths you have to break down rocks to get into. The next floor is a little bit bigger. I don't know how big they get, but yeah. While you're doing that, you're getting the materials to build the robots. You go back, you build that big, like the base, and inside you put the seeds, you put the robots, and there's the farming robot, which will go out, you hoe the ground, and you're like, cool, I'm going to, I don't know, did you get to plant anything with the robots at all, Nerdstorm, or?
I did not, because the game cut off like right as I built the robot.
Didn't get to do much after that, but basically you hoe the ground. You're like, this is what I want. You open like the gun. It's like a PDA kind of thing. And you're like, I want to plant like corn. And what I started doing was just click, click, click each spot. But then I found out if you click and hold, you can just be like, I'm going to drag this whole spot, corn. And as soon as you let go, the little robot's like, you want me to put to work? And he comes in, he's like, boom, 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 and just starts putting them down. Then I got far enough to make the water robot where I'm like, hey, water all this. A little blue one comes out. He's just like, water it, water it, water it. And then I'm assuming there'll be a gathering one eventually. And the whole thing is to like automate your farm, go out, get new seeds, come back and do it again. It's hard because I don't think it does anything that makes it super unique. Like
Right,
in
right.
terms of like, oh, you've never played a farming sim like this before. I talked to devs about Odd Sparks and they didn't seem familiar, but I'm like, I played Odd Sparks. That's basically like Pokemon meets farming sim. You get little dudes to go and move all your resources and craft stuff for you. And I like that. I like the automation stuff, but I think getting to do this co-op looks really fun. I think I could just see us getting lost on a stream and just being like, cool, let's just go farm shit. Someone go to the mines and get materials. Someone stay here and upgrade the robots. Like, I think we'd have a good time. So, assuming that we get keys for this one, I think we'd have a good stream.
It looks
yeah,
peaceful.
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is a little bit of combat. It wasn't
Those
difficult.
little spiders.
Those little spiders, yeah. This
Do
seems
we
like
know if they have an arachnophobia mode?
not that I'm aware of. It has not come
Yeah,
up. I'm
because
not
they
saying
look,
don't.
they
I
have
can
the
put up
spider
with it.
face.
Yeah,
I can put up with it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
right
even-
there with you, Chris. I'm
But
right
look,
there with
look
you.
at the cute little guys. Hold on, where are they at? They're gonna show up here. Look at these
don't
cute little
pause.
spiders. We want to pause. Look at them. Look at those little dudes. It's-
Oh, I stand by it. There's no such thing as a good spider.
Yeah, exactly.
Kani and I played It Takes
That
Two.
can't be true.
Peaches and cream are
Yeah.
right there.
Peaches and cream are great.
Also,
that's
not-
exactly why I never
don't know
got to the
peaches
end.
and cream. So
That's
we're
exactly
gonna
why I
get
never
rid
got
of
to
it.
the end of that.
Hold on,
But
it's
yeah, like
important.
this looks like a game that's like on my own. I don't think that I would partake in, but if there's like other, that's so much worse.
What do you mean? He's so cute. Look at
Look
him.
at
Danny, no.
Look at him.
Our definitions of cute are
Yeah, I
vastly
can't.
different.
He's adorable.
Look at him.
No.
Look at those
No.
eyes.
My skin are crawling.
Bad
Yeah,
What do you think?
Eyes.
He's cute dogs?
But
yeah.
but yeah, like with us like grouped together, just having like other energies like bounce off of and kind of like have a direction. I could totally see myself doing this one.
Yeah, it's chill. It's chill. Again, not a whole lot to be like, brand new game. You've never played anything like this. But I think that's not always required. I think you're like, oh, cool, a brand new game to dive into and see what unique things they have. I think a lot of things I was asking, like the stamina. I think I told you this, Kani. One of the things I hate about Stardew is like, if you get up and go to do something in the morning, you're like, I'm going to start picking plants. You're like, oh, I've used my stamina within the first hour of the day. I can't do anything else today. I have to go eat food or do something to recharge my stamina. Otherwise, if I go to pick one more flower, I'm just going to pass out and like fall asleep. There is still like the 2 a.m. timer. If you're out at 2 a.m., you pass out and wake up in your bed, you dropped a couple materials. But like the stamina is like more of a Souls-like kind of thing. And that's not to scare anybody away from like hard game, but it is I did my dodge rolling, I'm swinging, I'm out of stamina. All right, we're back. Recharge real quick. Like it's just enough to get back and do more things. I'm like, cool. I like that because it makes it, I don't have to be sparing with me watering plants and shit. I just do it, take a quick break, and do it again. So, yeah. It seems chill. I like seeing this video here. Again, video watchers where they have the whole situation set up and the different plots of land and the different machines that spawn the robots. It was a fun one. Again, not super outstanding, but like chill. I liked it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And PS5, hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Poland. Hey,
See-
let us know. Also realized my wire fell in front of my camera. I don't know how long ago that happened. There's just like little that. There we go. Perfect. All right. So Chris, you up next?
Yeah.
Timestamp.
Yeah. So the way that I ordered my list is I'm starting with my top, and I'm just working down the list.
Yeah.
So my number one, the game that stole my heart, just from like the way it's stylized, the audio, everything was a little game called Gnaw, and it is it's a very like you wake up, it's like you got like your very cartoonish style, like Saturday morning cartoons. It really has like that vibe, and the whole just premise with like little dinosaurs and like street clothes, and then like these rats, like they just like the way it's stylized, like it captured me immediately. And then like just jumping into the gameplay, like Metroidvanias are something that I have just recently started getting a little more into as of recently. And this one I was told about by our friend Luke on when we went to a big party with a bunch of other creators and stuff. It was a lot of fun. But he was talking about it a little bit. I'm like, this sounds rad as hell. If I can find it, I'm gonna play it. And then as soon as I got the pitch from the music director on it, it just every aspect of it just I was like, yeah, no, this is gonna steal my heart. I know our other friend Connor, who couldn't make it. I was like, this he's gonna love it too. And I know so many other people that are like dinosaurs. I'm in. Metroidvanias, it's a little bit of a harder sell, but I'm like just dinosaurs is like the principle. It's gonna be awesome. And just like the combat of it was very simple. The healing, I love the healing mechanic they added, because like you'll just like go by, you'll eat food, and then you'll fill your belly, and you just hold a button down, you'll just stand there like this, and then the bar fills, boom, healed. But yeah, just the demo gave me just enough to want absolutely more. And I got the demo. It's on my PC. I cannot wait to just maybe play it for like a stream one day.
Yeah, I think there is a regular demo that's out on Steam, and I think there was a PAX exclusive one. I know they're two separate items in my library at the moment. I'm not sure what differentiates the two. But yeah, I think this was really fun. Did anyone else, Kani, you went back to play it, correct?
I did go back to play it,
and
yes.
Nerdstorm, I don't know if you got to play it or not.
I never got a chance to, but I was standing there watching Chris play it the whole time.
Cool. Kani, what'd you think of it?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I will say it feels like, and this is probably a weird comparison because it's not like a shmup. You don't shoot really. There is a shooting power up that you get.
Yeah.
It does feel more like a Mario than it does like a Cuphead.
Sure.
But the bosses almost made me feel a little bit more like Cuphead, where they have like unique mechanics. There's different stages to it. And there is like, I'm interested to see what else you get, because it feels like there is a lot of potential with it. It also looks like there's cosmetics that you can unlock.
Yeah.
Because I think I said, the developer said that you guys missed, there's like a jacket and a hat that he's wearing right there in the promo, and you can find those like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I found those like really, really quick. There's one just for running the wrong direction, and there's another one that you get by like going up to a place and opening up something and you find it there. But I think I had like 2 minutes left on my demo, and I was like, hey, I just fought a boss. There's a kid waiting. Let the kid play.
Yeah.
But no, it was a lot of fun. I think that this is going to be a good one for anybody of like any age, really, because like I said, it's not quite as hard as a Cuphead. It's a little bit easier. But it does have that like same kind of like there's some difficulty to it. So I'm excited to see what comes from Gnaw.
Yeah. I totally agree with the Mario platforming Cuphead style bosses. Again, not in terms of difficulty, but I guess in just like the structure. Like, see, you walk in the room, here's the boss. And you could say about like any other action platformer, they're very similar. But I did enjoy the locomotion, the combat. It all felt good. And it was what I saw a couple friends play. We got a chance. They handed me the Steam Deck. I got to talk to the devs for a little bit. They had worked on another game, Chip and Grip something. I have not played it myself, but it looked really cool. Yeah, I agree with Chris. I think on the healing mechanic, right? It is you're a little monster. You're eating everything you run into, and then when you're like, "Ooh, I'm feeling a little sick. Let me use my tummy foods," and then you just heal yourself from what you had. Yeah, I think this is gonna be rad. I played a chunk of the demo. I want to circle back and play the whole thing, because I think it was the point, Chris. We both beat the first boss. I was joking actually, like, beat him in the Cuphead race. I'm gonna beat him again. I'm gonna beat this game before Chris, who sat down 10 minutes before I did, like being goofy. But you went on to the second boss, and when I beat that first one and progressed, I went to a different area. You were like, oh, I didn't go here. I went somewhere else. I'm like, oh, there's a little more to explore in this demo than I thought. So having this at home, I'm gonna sit down and give it a shot and play through all that is in this PAX demo, and just run a little bit more. But yeah, when this one comes out, I want to sink my teeth into it.
Yeah.
Sure. You do that?
Yeah, dinosaurs.
And also just like on like a complete, just like now that it's like I'm staring at it more and more and more, it's definitely like stylized like Banjo-Kazooie, and that's definitely like the thing in my head that I'm like, yeah, maybe I do have an artistic style of games I really enjoy.
Listen, we all do, and you just stick with it. You like them.
But yeah, I mean, like Danny said, we were making the joke, like Cuphead race. Like for those of you who were around for it, we did a race in Cuphead. Rumor Honey Bottom will always continue to be the bane of my existence. But yeah, no, depending what this looks like, how like, because like the lady I was talking to, she said there was like 30 hours of gameplay.
Wow.
And I was like, for like this. Perfect. Like that is way more than I initially thought, but I'm ready for everything this game is and what it can offer.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great. I'm excited for it. It was really fun to play. Devs were super sweet. They were great to talk to. It was silly, not relevant to the game, but they had like giveaway codes that were on like special printed paper. They're like, oh, cool. But they all got like smudged. So it was like, I can't tell what the letters are on this Steam key. So they gave me that first. Then they gave me a printout like on a regular piece of printer paper. I'm like, oh, I can read this one. I took the initial one. They're like, don't worry about giving it back. Just hang on to it. I gave it to Mal. I was like, you might like it because cute dinosaur. But I think if anything, you're going to like solving the puzzle of what this Steam code is just because we're trying to figure, is that an M or an N? She's like, oh, I'm going to have so much fun with that. I'm like, cool. Enjoy, babe. Have fun. Have fun that the real game is you deciphering the code, not actually playing the game. But hey, enjoy yourself. Yeah, no, looks sick. Timestamp. Now, guys, obviously, I haven't had a chance to talk yet, which is totally not true. Because just
next hour, baby.
I have things to say. But yeah, the first game I got to play at PAX East, and I think I was the first one who got to play the demo. Period. It was called Real Tiny. So you are playing as a shrew who comes to this new town, and you are basically going around finding fishing spots to then upgrade the town, upgrade your lures, upgrade your rod, and etc. To just keep expanding and find new areas. I've said this podcast before. I am a sucker for little guy in big world, tinykin, grounded, etc. Like I like that vibe. And as I got to play this game that I finally pulled up a trailer for, I sat down with the devs. It's very Appalachia inspired, like environments, the area, the people they're talking. We met a friend at the airport who she was very much like, yes, I come from Appalachia. Like they were like, let's put a voice in the game kind of deal. Like it was very cool. I enjoy a decent fishing minigame. I don't play a game for the fishing minigames, but like as long as it's fun to do, I'm here for it. And this game's just adorable. Like when you get to the first town, it's like you're in the town hall is like a Psyche shoebox with a like milk carton as like the front entranceway with a giant watch mounted on the front of it. Like I love that. The like what arts and crafts thing did a kid find and slap together to build their own little town hall. And that's what it all feels like. It is the progression of I went fishing, I got a new fish, I go back, I sell it, I bought a thing, I got my license upgraded, I unlocked a whole new separate like section of the map. I get to go over there, I get to find more fish, and the whole thing with it, because you're so tiny, you're catching small fish. Like you're catching things that are so tiny that aren't typically in a game because, oh, well, you're a human. Like you're catching a fish that's, human size to hold. You're catching minnows, which compared to the shrew are still really, really tiny. Like the selection of the different lure, the different bait, the different stuff you're going to be able to get. I'm really excited to explore that. It just seems relaxing. I think the first thing I said when I sat down, I'm like, my girlfriend's going to love this. And they were super on top of it. When I told them that, they're like, oh, that's so exciting to hear. By the way, we follow you on TikTok. I'm like, do you? Like, did you guys hit me up? Like, no. I'm like, okay, let's talk more. Because, like, this is cool. I'm very excited to play more of this. As the first game I got to show, it always sets the precedent when I go in. I think the first year, my first PAX, the first game I got to play was Kamikaze Last Planes. Which was like the funny joke, like Danny played anime titty game about airships, but then immediately after that I got to go play Animal Well, and like that was a huge like PAX banger. God, I wish I could tell you what I played last year. It's such a blur, but like this being the first game I got down to sit and play this year was like, it was a fun way to kind of set off the weekend, getting to be the first one to sit at the booth for the devs, getting to be the first game I get to talk about and remember and do my interview for on social media. Like, yeah, Red Rabbit has a really cute one here. I'm excited to see how expansive it gets, but it's just gonna be a charming, cozy game. I think people are gonna like it.
Definitely seems like it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else got a chance to play this one or thoughts on it.
I did not get a chance to try this one. No,
but like looking at it, like this is like like we're chilling, like we're playing D&D on our Friday campaign.
Yeah.
If it's not my turn, I could totally see myself just like fishing. Just like, I'm getting all of them.
Hell yeah! And this shows most of the fishing stuff, but like they showed the town hall and the town you get to explore and pick up side quests for people. But like the shopkeep's name is Sal. They're a salamander, and they have like a big shoebox with 2 windows cut out. And the one is buy and the one is sell. So you go over, I'm like, I would like to sell some stuff. Like, sure, give me your stuff. You give them the stuff, like, all right, see you later. And you go over to the buy window and they're like, hey, welcome to the shop. What can I do for you? So like, that was really cute. I like the personality of the characters. Their designs are really adorable. I think this is the most recent trailer that we're watching here for video watchers. But yeah, this is just, for anyone listening and didn't see it, is Reel, Reel, tiny, like the fishing reel. Very fun. Had a great time. So, yeah. real tiny. Timestamp. All right, that's round 1. Kani, back to you.
Back to me. So we're going to bring up the game that I mentioned earlier that I would talk about later, the Lone Sword. So this was brought to us by our friends who may or may not have a friendly beef with me over at the Poland group. But the Lone Sword, you play as a sword that was left behind in this old abandoned factory. It comes to life and you fly through the map kind of haphazardly. You're very quick. There's a button that you can use to slow down. You navigate. You have to find these like power cells to move forward. And then as you go, you can get cosmetics that like change the way the sword looks. And you have to like collect these little things. So it is kind of like a time trial-y, like go faster. These enemies, you fly through them to deal damage. But there's like a set of colors that like that warn you if they're dangerous. So like if anything is orange or red and you touch it, it deals damage based on like what kind of damage it does. It can do more or less. But it is kind of like a kind of just like a quick action puzzle solver. So you do have to like move fast, get in and out, like just a quick traversal. You're trying to find the creator of you and like this factory and like figure out why you were left behind. But very, very unique gameplay. You kind of steer yourself by, well, I used it with the controller. I didn't play mouse and keyboard. But on the controller, like one stick, you just use it to do pretty much everything. I did learn partway through, sometimes it's better to just like flick the stick in one direction than let it go.
Okay.
I think it was really interesting for the enemies. You have to like fly through, then go back, then go back, then go back, then go back. Like I thought that was kind of fun. You do have to like navigate and find keys and like different things to unlock certain doors, but I really, really enjoyed it. There's a healing mechanic that is like you become enchanted for a short time, and any damage you do, you heal. The healing system is unique. You have like health cells, and if they are completely depleted, that cell is gone till you heal. But if it is like partially depleted, it'll recover over time. So there is like a we know you're going to take damage. Like we know that you are going to get hit, but if you don't get hit too bad, you can sit to the side and recover and then attack when you're ready. But there is like an urgency, but there's also like a make sure that you're not like missing anything, go back and get items. So this is going to be a very fun like time trial-y game with a lot of like really unique combat and puzzle solving that I think a lot of people are probably going to sleep on, but I'm going to urge you not to. It is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, even as I was being rushed off the booth. But yeah, highly recommend Lone Sword. Really fun, really cute art style. Some of the sword, I think there's going to be some room for some references in the sword appearances, and I hope that they don't miss that opportunity. There were only 2 available in the trailer, but they were very cool.
Yeah, I sat and watched this while I was doing Farmbotic, and I didn't get my hands on it. I have so many different gameplay formulas in my head of how this feels. There's part of me that thinks of like Super Meat Boy with the snappy like flat, but you're not dying instantly like you are in there.
Right.
There's me imagining dragging my mouse across the screen as I see how the sword flies around. I'm trying to, without getting my hands on it, envision how it feels. And I'm glad you're high on it. Like I think I need to have my hands on it to truly wrap my head around it.
I'm not sure if there is a mouse and keyboard. I didn't try.
Right,
I went right for the controller, and the controller is literally just if you hold the analog stick up, you fly straight up, like sword point first. If you hold it right, the sword point like it changes direction and goes that way. And there is like a slowdown mode for like certain puzzles and stuff where you have to like, if it's too thin for you to go in wide, you have to like get to the right spot, slow down. It'll hold you in that direction, then you can navigate that way. But you do damage by like where your blade is, obviously. So like if you hit something with your hilt, it's not going to do damage. But if you hit something with your blade, that's going to deal the damage. So like I said, there is kind of like an advantage to like flicking the controller in one direction because it does go very fast. Like if you flick it, it'll like and then it'll like go limp and start like going to stick in the ground or the wall. So it does. I was a little confused by the movement at first, but yeah, so essentially whatever direction you move the analog stick in is the way the sword points and starts flying.
Cool. Bet. It looks dope. It seems like a one I'll try and then fall into it like, oh, hold on. I'm finding not mindlessness, but like just kind of go, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if you could be mindless in this game. Yeah. You have to be almost like very intentional. But I would say that like it is one I think you just kind of have to play.
Right.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think the interest for me again was like how unique it is. because I've never seen another game where I'm just playing like a weapon flying through and like meeting these other creations by this nameless man that are like seemingly trapped in this factory.
Yeah. Cool. It does look like the demo is on Steam, so anyone's like, I gotta give it a shot. I put it in my library.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna download it now, otherwise we'll get Steam pings the entire time we're recording. But yeah. I saw it and it looks cool. The eyes of it reminded me of like the Rain series.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never played those. I think Topher's it brings them up every time we do a Devolver video because I think some of them are published by Devolver. But the eyes just immediately reminded me of that, and I thought it was like it's Rain but a sword, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. But
see,
cool.
I do think it's fun because like some of the cosmetics give it a face. Like there was one that's like a rune that's engraved on it and gives it like a nose.
Okay.
But then there's another one. Yeah, there's another one that's like a blade style, so it'll be like a sharpened part of the blade. So, but I don't think it does anything like gameplay wise. It's just like, do you want it to look more like a sword or do you want it to look more like a character? Like I think that's fun.
Cool. Oh, I just realized this is my dancing sword from our home game.
There you go.
Phlox, where'd your sword go? Sick. Dope. Alrighty, but yeah, Lone Sword. Play the demo, and thank you, Poland, for being nice to my friend. One of them, Nerdstorm. You're up next.
All right. Yeah. So my next one is Ecumene Aztec. So I kind of test this game, it's very similar to a movie. I'm not sure if anyone has ever seen this, but Apocalypto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very similar to that. Obviously, different culture. This is Aztec. That was Mayan. But literally the exact same premise as far as the story. You're about to be sacrificed and you escape, and you're literally just essentially just trying to make it back home. That was the demo at least. But it is more. I kind of tested to being a little similar to like an Assassin's Creed or a Splinter Cell type thing, because there is a lot of stealth mechanics in it. Obviously, because you're trying to not be found out by the Aztecs and whatnot. But again, very very. It was very interesting because, like I said, this is one of my favorite movies, and I had to sit there and play because I was sitting there playing another game, and then the dev, for Aztec was like, "Oh, you should come play this too." I'm like, "Okay, let me just hop on this." But again, the game was very interesting. It was I could definitely tell it was still in development because a few instances where I discovered bugs that the dev didn't even know about. Like was one instance I was actually getting ready to do one of the stealth attacks on the enemy, and out of nowhere I just flew up in the air and I was just floating there for like a good minute or so. He was like, "All right, let me just take a video quick." I was like, "That's fine," but then he fixed it and whatnot. But overall the game is good. If you're not into like stealth like games or anything like that, you're probably not going to like this. But if you do like again, stealth games or just games to where there's like fighting mechanics and because you do get to come across different bosses, like the Spaniards and whatnot, because they're big. I guess you should say they're other bosses that you can fight in this as well.
Right.
But yeah. Again, the game was definitely interesting. It piqued my interest. So if you're into like stealth mechanics, or if you just like the Aztec culture, this is probably going to be for you. It was very interesting and very good. Now, as far as the combat is concerned, it was a little wonky. Maybe it was just me, but I was finding a hard time getting used to the. I think it was the club with the volcanic glass that's around it.
Okay.
That was a bit weird for me. I had a better time with the spear, being able to fight the enemies off with the spear. But yeah, either way, the game was good. The game was very good.
Yeah, I gotta say, it looks like that's how the combat feels. The way you were explaining it, like I'm like, it doesn't look bad. I think the game looks cool. I like the visuals, like the environments. But as you're like the combat, I'm like, yeah, it looks like that would be the case. And that's not like a shot or anything. I think I just imagine this is the type of action, the third person action game where I'm like, pause. I don't know that it looks comfortable. I don't know that it looks like something I'd want to get lost in for a while, but Yeah, stylistically, I think it looks cool. I think visuals look awesome. But yeah, I'm glad you dug it. I think
Oh yeah.
I don't remember seeing this one as I was walking through.
That was on the Kings for Poland booth.
Oh,
It was on the other side of Tainted Grail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, but like if you're into games like Assassin's Creed or even Splinter Cell, honestly, just anything like with a stealth mechanic, this is probably going to be for you because there's a lot of like hiding in bushes, waiting for the enemies to come across, like viewing their pathways and patterns and whatnot, and just figuring out like, oh, I could take out this guy here and I could take out this guy over here, or waiting for whatever to happen, right? So that way you're not getting seen. Yeah, if you like that type of game, then this is definitely for you.
Okay. Sick.
Do like a good stealth game.
I was watching homie run through a city like it's Uncharted 2. Like whole thing's well, he's dead. Sick. All right. There's that one, which means Chris, on to you, Bubba. What you got next?
Yeah. Honestly, this is another one that as I was talking to the guys when I was curating my top 5, I was like, this is very unexpected me to say because I did not play Stardew Valley. I can feel the anger towards me, but this is a little game called Grave Seasons. It's I think it's being published by Blumhouse Games, and got to talk to Sun, the creator of it, for a little bit. But the whole premise is your character has a pretty dark and shady past, but they kind of came to the city to start anew and try to start up the farm life. But that past is slowly catching up to him as you get to experience a world where there's somebody killing people or unaliving. My bad. And it's up to you to figure out who the unaliver is. And you can either try to bring them to justice, or you can romance them and help them. And I know for a lot of people that Deirdre, romancing the unaliver is going to be the main draw to the game. But
also, we're on YouTube. You're cool. You're cool to simp killer. You're good.
Okay, sick. I think
I did that earlier by habit. I'm like, I did say unalive. Ugh, weird. But yeah, you're good to say killer.
Sick, sweet. So within this game, as like you're trying to like find out who like the killer is, it has like a really fun, like obviously it has like the farming mechanics where it wants you to like grow your crops and take care of them. You can also break into houses, and that is where I spent most of the demo, is to just like break in. Like it has like a nice like little mini like crowbar game where you have to like time it right, and that's like you like see like them pulling back on the crowbar, and then that it opens up the door. But then they also have a fishing mini game that I didn't get to experience, but it was just really nice to know that it's like when you boot up this game, whoever the killer is, completely randomized, so no run will ever be the same. And you really have to use your detective skills to figure things out. So I'm very interested to see how like the farming mechanics get brought into this to progress certain things. I'm sure it's to like get tethered to like certain characters to like further down that path and try to like get as like to just gain more information from them. But like I said, like this was a game that's like I typically, like, under any normal circumstance, probably would not have really tried, but it really just shocked me that I got as in-depth as I could for, like, the first 24-hour cycle, and I was like, I just want more of this. Like, I can't understand, like, what part of my brain is like, no, you need to play this. Like I need to experience more of it, but there's just a big draw for me. And that's just like where I'm at. I legitimately cannot wait for this game to come out because I'm going to be sinking a lot of time into this. Like this is just all sorts of fun.
Yeah, they had a panel, Jenny Wyndham ran it, where they were talking about like horror in indie games, and it was inclusive of Dredge, Pacific Drive, and Grave Seasons. And I think there was a conversation, one of the audience questions was about like making something unique in a genre that already exists. And there was I can't quite think of it. If they have the panel on YouTube, I highly recommend watching it. It was a very cool look into like indie developers working on horror games, especially the things we got to hear about Dredge. But yeah, I think they did a good job of explaining like there's a genre and the medium and how you choose to play with that. And I think taking the horror genre and putting it into another genre people love, being the farming sim kind of deal, and like how do you play with that? And there's a few of those. There's a vampire one coming out that is escaped. I think Moonrise Peaks, I think is the name of it. And Grave Seasons is one that immediately sticks out of the, you like Stardew and you like horror, and this is right up your alley. And again, I just see Jenny Wyndham's face planted all over this game. Like, this screams Jenny's. I think she explained, like, there's two wolves inside of me, the cozy games and the horror stuff, and I see it. And this one, as someone, again, doesn't really vibe with Stardew with the same reasons I said during Farmbotic, this looks more up my alley. I like the character designs. I think there's the monster prom part of me that's like, hold on. It's not quite a dating sim in that same way, but still romance the people in town who are potentially going to murder me. That's okay. Yeah. I intended to swing by and play the demo. I wasn't going to wait in the Blumhouse line. But Luke.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. So there is, I mean, there's a lot of horror games out there this year, which very appealing. But the Blumhouse line, the Halloween line, and the Paranormal Activity line, they were probably like other than the Nintendo booth, but I'm kind of pulling them out and just throwing them out of PAX.
You didn't wait in line to play Mario Wonder?
No,
the 2-year-old game.
But yeah, like these were some of the longest lines that I was a part of. Like after I got done playing the game, like because I stood there for like it felt like it was like an hour, like 15 hour and a half, and then standing there for like a 15-minute demo. Yeah. My knees were shot. I needed to sit down. Yeah. But I was like, if I could just do immediately boot up another run of the game, I would have done it with this one. Like, this was one that I was like, yeah, I want to go back and I want to try to do a little bit more and try to see how much further I can get, because it was just all in about really dope game. And then the last little bit that I want to talk about, at least for this one, talking to Sun. She was talking about how like the game does this thing where like it'll remember the way you played in a previous game or a different file, and it'll remember your choices. So like the game is learning and it applies it to like your next run. So it really just tailors the game around you, the player, which I think is really, really cool. Whenever like there's like that meta layer where like the players are getting more included into the game, other than just like, hey, you played the game, now do everything you did again. Like, it beats like a Skyrim where it's like you can play the game the same way and nothing changes. Yeah. Having that extra layer where it's like I feel more included when I'm playing the game, it just drives me to want to play the game more. And I think that this game is 100% going to achieve that with me.
Cool. Yeah, it looks rad. I'm not big on Blumhouse for their movies, just not my wheelhouse. But after playing Eyes of Hellfire and now looking forward to Grave Seasons, which I think we get the demo on Steam in April, I believe is what if I'm recalling and not mixing it up with somebody else. I definitely look forward to trying this one at home and then diving in when it comes out, hopefully later this year. It looks rad.
I really, really wanted to try this one. So I saved this as one of my Sunday games, and I can say as somebody who tried every single day to get into the line at a reasonable length of time. Yeah. Sunday at 4:30, I was like, there's no way there's a line. It closes soon. I walked over and it said estimated wait time 75 minutes. And I was like, what?
You're going to the end of the show, dude. Like,
yeah, exactly. I was just like, no, I'm okay. I will try this one on Steam, unfortunately. But it did. This is the game I think I could say I heard everybody this weekend talk about was Grave Seasons.
Look, the character designs are great too. Like,
they are awesome.
Yeah. This is what I'm looking forward to streaming and just like, not as like together, Chris, but I think like that like. In the space of time, either parallel play or even just like, Chris was playing this morning, sick. How did Chris do? Like, don't spoil it for me, but like, bet, because I'm going after. There's the one lady, Alethea, I think her name is. She's fucking. Where's she at? Hold on.
The goth one.
She was here in the diner. I think it's no, that's Pillar. Hold on. Where's she at?
Are you talking? You're probably talking about the florist.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to find her. She looped like 6 times as I'm letting this play. Sorry, audio listeners. We're trying this one.
Oh yeah, no,
she's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So immediately, like I thought, because like character models, like it kind of like reminded me like Date Everything.
Yep.
Vibes where I'm like, if Danny were to play this, it'd probably gonna be the part he enjoys the most.
Yeah,
Like
looks
it's
great.
just character designs but yeah, like everything
Look
just
at
like
her.
as like a whole, they really knocked it out of the park with this.
Yeah, Leilani, Pillar's hot. Yeah,
Pilar,
Pilar, how do you say it?
yeah, she's
It's probably Pilar,
Yeah, bad.
but
Yeah, Grave Seasons was like a lot of people's favorite game from the show. So I'm glad to hear you were high on it and excited to see us play it later.
100%, man.
But which means it's my turn again, and this was honestly, I think it was one of like the 2 or 3 PAX Rising games I got to play this weekend. It got announced a couple years back at the 6-1 Indie Showcase, and it was called The Secret of Crystal Mountain. Chris, I had told you it's not quite, but it has the trimmings of Banjo and Kazooie in terms of the 3D platformer collectathon kind of stuff. I was so enthralled. First off, the game is beautiful. You were playing as this little fox. They gave me the pitch. And it was something about the crystal company of the world is running this area, something. I don't quite have it in front of me to recite. Also, this trailer is playing at like 2 pixels. It's fucking ugly. XB, here we go. But yeah, it's a very simple and familiar 3D platformer, very reminiscent of things like Tunic. I jumped in and immediately just started asking questions about like the development cycle and like one of the first things you find is you get into an area, there's a giant door locked by a silver key, and the developer, I believe Chris, sorry if I'm misremembering your name, but Chris was like, you can either go to the right and solve a puzzle and get a key, or go to the left and do a combat encounter and get a key. I was like, but I could do both. Yes, you could. I'm like, so the pacing of it, could I go into each area, complete everything, get both keys, open the door, go to the next area, get a puzzle, complete everything, get 3 keys? Like, didn't quite have the answer to clarify what I was looking for, but it seemed like it's not super dependent on keys. Like, yes, it will be to progress, but like you going and getting every single key isn't going to be I've outsmarted this game. I can just skip areas because I have so many keys from before. It seems more like there will be silver keys, there will be gold keys. Eventually you can I have 4 or 5 silver keys, I convert that into a gold key, etc., etc. So it seems like it's more just pace to have small objectives to do. But like for video watchers, you saw you pick up seeds, you can throw them in the ground, it grows a tree that you can use to platform higher. There's like little rhythm elements where you pull out like a little, it's not an ocarina, but you have like a little flute that you play. This wall has a bunch of musical notes on it based on the color, and if you play it, you turn into a bird, and that bird can fly up higher and land on a button, which opens a big door for you. Another case similar to what I said for Farmbotic, it doesn't do things that are super unique, like, oh my god, I've never played a 3D platformer like it before, but it does make a quality one that feels right. It feels good. There are definitely some more things that are going to be intricate to figure out, like some of the platforming. There is like a double jump, but there's also like a glide jump. So if you glide and hit like a platform, you can jump. So you could almost do like a triple jump, which I wasn't quite finding the pacing for that in the short demo I got to play. I think that's more of a at home, once I get my own, just sit back and play on my own time, I think it'll be great. But yeah, start to finish in this demo, it was cute. The characters are fun. The puzzle elements are there. So if you like your Zeldas, if you like Tunic, I think this really screams to fans of those franchises. And I think it'll be one just to keep your eye on. I believe when we talked, the idea was Steam and Switch 2027. So yeah, like wishlist it. I don't know if this one has a demo on Steam yet. I'm gonna peep that quick, but I had a good time. Chris, this is what I mentioned earlier when I got in. I looked at it, I'm like, I remember we saw this announced. It was at the 6-1 Indie Showcase. I'm like, yes, I do remember now. And as we got through and I was like, hey, thanks for the opportunity. He was like, I remember seeing your reaction, and the things like that really keep us motivated to keep working on games. So like, thank you for being so excited about the game. Like, don't do that to me. Don't be like that. I was just being a goofy guy on the camera, being excited for a cute little game. But like, it does mean a lot. Not that there's like, I made this game exist because I was excited about it. But like, obviously games are art. To what capacity everyone chooses independently, whatever. But like, people take their time and effort to make these games, be that the creative side, the programming side, everything. And that could be such a thankless job, even when the game comes out and like nobody pays attention to it. Mm-hmm. So I think just having someone be able to be like, hey, you being excited kept me excited to make it, was like very uplifting for me, and obviously uplifting for Chris. So I'm very excited to see Crystal Mountain come out in full eventually. I'm gonna have so much fun playing this one. I think it's just super chill, super high quality. It's so pretty. I love the water. The water's so pretty.
The water looks so like that looks like you take a dive in there, you're refreshed immediately.
It's like Suicune stepped in that water for me, baby. You know what I mean?
Just fucking nope.
Saved Mewtwo and shit.
Save Mewtwo.
That's a reference. If you guys haven't watched Pokemon, gotta watch them all. The podcast where I was about to say all things indie gaming. I was mixing my intros. It's fine.
Pokemon, the ultimate indie game.
We did a podcast. We watched all the Pokemon movies, and one of our friends totally just combined two movies that wouldn't have made sense. We're like, Suicune saved Mewtwo. Like, that doesn't sound right. But yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say about it. It's fun. It's chill. No demo on Steam right now, so it looks like it was just a PAX demo, but I imagine they will eventually drop the demo on Steam for people to play. That's pretty typical for PAX, so yeah. Huge one. Very excited for this one. So
yeah. So the thing you were saying about like the extra keys, I can only imagine, because like I know like a lot of like collectathons do this thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, as like you get to like the ending of the game, it's like, oh hey, you did a bunch of other stuff. Here's like super upgrades you could get that you can only get by actually like doing everything else. So if that's the case, that's gonna be super dope.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I pulled up Kani's next trailer and I was shooketh. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So I guess timestamp. We use that as a transition. Hey, Kani, you're up.
Yeah. So my next game was called Freaked Fleapit. You'd never know it by the logo because it's a little difficult to read, but game is fun all the same. And let me tell you, if you like those dating elements from Chris's game, there is a selection of waifus in this one, man. Let me tell you. So this is a game that I got to play at Critical Reflex. I played like 6 or 7, maybe 8 or 9 games at the Critical Reflex booth, and you are playing Andy, a recently deceased man who was not meant to die, and while they are trying to fix what happened, you have to try and make your way out on your own. They give you an enchanted tie that I do not remember the name of. It plays very similarly to Crypt of the Necrodancer, with one difference. The necktie attaches to the door when you enter, and every time you are stuck in a position that you cannot get out of, or that you feel you are stuck, you can pull yourself back to the beginning of the level and almost give yourself like a soft reset. There is like a Hades-esque dating / like gifting system here. So like as you progress through there, you can find different items to gift to them. Tyler, that's his name.
He looks so cool.
Tyler is very neat.
He immediately reminds me of the suit from Kill la Kill.
So the suit in Kill la Kill is very much like oh god, like we just got to get through this, like kind of like grumpy uncle. Yeah. Tyler was kind of a bro about it.
Okay.
And was kind of just like just listen to what I say and we'll get out of this, or like one of them. But everybody in here has a great VA from what I got to hear and what I got to experience. I will say that I am bad at Crypt of the Necrodancer. So for a game that plays similarly to it, to grab my attention, there was something cool here. The visuals are flashy. The voice acting is actually great. That's a common issue that I sometimes have with indie games, is sometimes the voice acting isn't always the best.
Sure.
But I do also have to understand that they are acting on an independent budget. So they might not have, they don't have Mercer money. They don't have Alex Lee money. They don't have like the Ben Starr money, unless you're Balatro and you can get him in everything. But selection of great characters, all very well spoken and with very fleshed out personalities, even from the little bit that I got to interact with them. Very fun gameplay. The music is great. Highly recommend checking this out. And if you're on the freaky side, man, this game's kind of for you, I promise. Yeah. If you're into dating and you like some a little bit of spice in your characters, it's there. It's there. She's a boss. That's Sally.
Cool. She can boss me, dude.
It's the octopus arm thing for me.
Danny said, "Put Tyler around my neck and pull
Honestly,
me."
Please. Where's the other one?
Listen, man. Sister June? Are you talking about the blonde
this one?
Sister June?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Sister June? Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Locked in.
Sister June's a good one. Ruby, good one. If you're into like chaotic little gremlin energy, Ruby's got it. That's Ruby right there.
Okay.
Yep, that's Ruby. Bellboy's the one on the left. She has a pet praying mantis named Jack.
Oh my
who's a lot of
god!
fun.
I didn't see him.
Shut up. Okay.
Look at him. Look at him. Isn't he cute?
He's
He's
great.
a cute little dude.
The characters are great. Really, really enjoy the characters. And Andy is like, honestly, the real one. Like, whenever Andy speaks, he's just like, where am I? And they're just like, let's not worry about that right now. He's like, no, I kind of want to worry about it right now. And they're like, nah, we don't have time for that. Very, very fun, very interesting characters. I'm very excited to check out more of this. And the fact that it's fully
Stephen
voiced,
Ewan?
always a big draw for me. Did that say Stephen Ewan?
Oh, sorry, it's Stephen Kelly. Okay, I was like, what?
I was like, no way, no way.
I was like, whoa, okay.
Invincible.
I was like,
Yeah.
Invincible plays a tie. Okay, yeah.
But no, there are some great voice actors in this game. They really embody what you're supposed to feel from the characters. I think if you can get I can look it up real quick. I think the voice actor for Ruby is Jinx from League of Legends.
Oh, dope.
If you can pull up the spot where it introduces Ruby.
Yeah. Let me scrub a little bit. Yeah, just this is one oh Lily Peachy was the one. Was I not go far?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I have this demo downloaded. I tried to download on my Steam Deck on the way, and it just didn't have time with the hotel Wi-Fi. So I want to give this one a shot. But I obviously I'm sold on the style. Sarah Ann Williams for Ruby.
Yep, looking it up right now. Yeah. Sarah Ann Williams. Because the voice immediately when I heard it, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Jinx.
Okay.
That's Ella Purnell.
If it's not, it is Kill la Kill.
Okay.
As Nonon Jakuzure. I don't know who that is.
I don't know if I remember.
It's Miko from Dandadan.
Oh, bet.
So
they are Jinx from at least 2XKO. I assume it's the same Jinx.
Okay. I think that's the same Jinx as the one from the game. The one in the show is different.
Right.
They are Chica at Five Nights at Freddy's for all the Five Nights at Freddy's fans.
Yo, they're Dodgeball Girl from Demon Slayer.
Dude, let's go.
Yo.
Undead Unluck, they're Tomoko.
Oh my god, they're Polly
Tahioka.
and Vicky. They're Polly and Vicky from Monster Prom. Yeah, okay.
Dude.
Oh,
I didn't know
Danny's
that.
gonna have a problem. Uh-oh.
Hold on, I gotta double check. We're gonna spend time with this finding this cast. Sister June, is that her name?
Yeah, Sister June, yeah.
Sister June.
Kayla. Did I already pass it?
No.
Oh, this is great. I'm excited to check this game out. I think there's going to be a stigma with it, unfortunately, just because of young anime people.
It's freaky. It's freaky.
Yeah,
you got to be okay with that. It's not freaky and like the full on nudity, just doing stuff on the stream. But
there we go. Melissa.
What is it? Melissa what?
Melissa Medina. Medina.
I have her pulled up right now. Callus in Borderlands 4.
Okay.
They're in Star Wars Old Republic as Heda Cole.
Okay.
Heda Cole.
Not a lot of voice credits for this one. None that the only one I recognize is Elsa from Honor of Kings, and I don't know if that's actually a Disney crossover, but it sure looks like it. It looks like it's AI art, so I don't know exactly what that character is.
I mean, the one from Borderlands, Can I Myself We Should Know, because we just did that for Blabber Boys.
Which character was Callus? Was it, the scientist lady, right? Wasn't that Callus?
Oh, yes,
hot robot chick? Oh, it just looks cool.
Hot robot chick.
That's what I'm seeing here. Hold on, let me...
Oh, the boss! That's right. That's who it was. Chris, that was the boss lady that freaked out. Yeah.
Okay, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks... Oh, God. Seductress Soul from Smite.
No idea.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's a skin, if not.
Did you play Dark Deity at all, Danny?
I did not.
She's in Dark Deity. Valorant? Fracture Security Terminals in Valorant?
Oh, it doesn't show up in here. But, yes, I do think this looks chill. I'm also not good at Necromancer, but I think I am a big fan of Rift of the Necrodancer. I haven't put as much time into it, but I did like that more than regular Necrodancer. That being said, I think this stylistically looks a little more my speed, so I'm going to give this one a shot at some point here, and it looks cool.
I really like the get out of jail button. Yeah. I really like that there is a take me back without necessarily wasting one of my turns. I like that a lot. So I'm expecting to be a lot more into this.
Okay.
It also looks like it has more roguelike elements than Necrodancer does, where Necrodancer is like a go in, you get as far as you get, and then you try all over again.
Yeah.
Where it's like more of a true rogue game where there's not improving, it's just getting better at there's no like character improvement. It's all like personal growth, getting better at the game. This looks like it's like, all right, Andy's now better at this, Andy's now better at that. So you're gonna have a better time with this or that, or you're gonna have items that do this, you're gonna have things that help you with this.
Yeah.
I did not get very far. I will say I died very quickly because, again, bad at Necrodancer, bad at rhythm platformers, but it was fun. I liked it.
Oh, yeah. Dope. Yeah. So, I was about to call it Fractured Fleapit. I'm mixing games this weekend. Freaked Fleapit. That
Freaked
demo's on
Fleapit.
Steam, wishlisted, etc. Critical Reflex has great booths every year. I was much more into the booth last year with Miltsionaire and Tanuki Pan. But, like, yeah, they still had an awesome looking booth this year, so Critical Reflex seems to always kill it. So timestamp. Nerdstorm! You awake over there?
All right. Yes.
I know it.
All right. So this game, well, I want to say these next 3 games are definitely, my top 3 for sure. But this one is actually a surprise for me because come to find out, Order Automatica is very similar to Balatro, and I've watched you played Balatro, Danny, and it didn't really quite pique my interest. But playing this, I don't know what it was. But I stayed there playing it for at least 25 minutes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, like it's a card-based game. Essentially, you got to line it up in squares and whatnot, and to level up your characters, you would select or you put the same character in any particular row as long as it's like diagonal, straight across, or up and down, and it'll level them up. And the stronger your characters are, the better attacks they'll be able to do. And then you can also attach little gems to them that'll either increase their defense, increase their attack, or just do different things. And obviously, each of the characters will actually do a couple different things. Like I know, I believe the wolf character, he ends up doing like piercing damage or something like that. There's like a wizard character, and then there's some type of knight character as well. But either way, and then like with the candles right there, if you end up losing and all your candles get wiped out, that's when the game is completely over. But obviously the goal is to completely wipe out the candles of the opposing team. But yeah, it's really cool. It really caught my attention. Now it's actually making me go and try Balatro.
Yeah, listen, get on board, baby.
Balatro
Welcome.
is fun, man. Balatro is fun.
But yeah, this is really good. This was the game that I was playing, and then the guy from Aztec called me. But yeah, another Games from Poland booth game.
Yeah.
So
This
I
one looks sick.
don't know how you feel about
He's
that.
gonna plan a trip to Poland soon.
Listen. Of the like 10 games that were there, only 2 people were mean to me. So, and mean is a term I'll use loosely. They were just vaguely rude, and that could have been a language barrier thing. To give them some credit, that could have absolutely been a language barrier thing. And I had one of their games. 2 of their games on my list anyway, so we're gonna come back to them anyway.
Fucking
But
Poland.
yeah, again, this game is really good. If you like Balatro, this will definitely scratch that itch for you. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good, especially for me who for someone who doesn't normally play games like this, to actually get a little hooked and just sit there and play it for like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because I like how they have it set up to where they have each of the rows and columns like numbered, and it'll have whoever's in 1 attack first, and then 2 attacks next, and whatnot. And obviously, you want to kind of be strategic in like who goes when, because obviously, if not, then you can end up messed up because you don't want to attack the wrong person. And then also, there's also other things that you can attach to your characters that'll actually end up powering them up even more besides the gems that increase attack and defense. There are things that'll increase everybody's, I guess overall level in this particular row or whatnot. So it's like if you set stuff up right, you could really like do some damage in this, and I really like that.
Hell yeah. It's one of those another case where I think I have to get my hands on it to see. I just checked the demo is on Steam, so I have it in my library now. I'm gonna download it later. because I can see the pieces, I see the cards, I see the defense, I see the attack, and I have to get my hands on to see when I move who where, just to really lock in my head how this functions.
Right.
But yeah, it looks dangerous. It looks cool. It looks like what I'll mindlessly be like, yeah. Sorry, I was atomicking. I didn't hear anything you said. Like just falling.
I was
into it.
interested. I'm interested to see where the Balatro comes in, because it looks different enough that I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're pretty set on that, and I'm interested.
Well, that's
to see...
what the dev told me. So
Sure.
and
Yeah.
as somebody who's not played Balatro, I
absolutely
took his word for it.
Yeah, and that's not like a you're lying to me. That's like a I'm interested to see where the connection is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe this is just me just waiting for the sequel game, which I don't think we're ever gonna get at this point. But it's like giving me like a little bit of like Inscription vibes.
Listen,
I'm always itching for Inscription vibes.
It might happen. I just know we're working on Pony Island 2 right now.
Right.
But after that, who knows? It'll probably be something.
Pony Island 2.
Yeah, I've never played Pony Island. People love it. I would hope to get into it before 2 comes out. I got to see what the vibe is. But also, Inscription on paper doesn't sound like a super exciting thing, and then you play, you're like, fuck.
That's true.
I get it. So I got to see what Pony Island's all about. But maybe Inscription.
This looks like it's gonna work similarly, where it's like how I watched Kani, Connor, and Danny play Inscription. I'm gonna watch Nerdstorm play this, and I'm just gonna be just as hooked.
Yeah.
Just because like it's like again like it's like in that world, my head is associating with that, and I'm like, I'm in danger. My time is going to be gone.
I'm in danger. It looks cool. I passed by this one a couple of times and get a chance to try it, but I'm digging it. I like it. It's on the wish list.
Hell yeah.
Sick. All right. Timestamp. Christopher. Back to you.
Absolutely.
Dorcas.
Absolutely. So if you guys know, we had a podcast on my channel where we talked about scary movies and all that. And my absolute goat of goats, my number one, my all-time favorite, because the nostalgia blinders are on, John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween will always and forever hold a special place in my heart, just like I know this game is going to be holding a very special place in my heart, because Halloween is just one of those franchises that, you know, it's just kind of like the face of horror for me. And this game is really... It really struck a chord with me, because like with most movie projects, you kind of go in thinking it's like, okay, well, how good is it going to be? Because like you see what happened with Friday the 13th, and even though that one had a bunch of legal issues that stopped them from making the game the way it could be, this game has the full backing. They went through the right networks. Ilphonics did everything correct that this game is going to be supported. So we're not going to have a similar situation to Friday the 13th, the game. And that's what I'm going to associate it with, because it plays less like Dead by Daylight and more like Friday the 13th, which I feel like for a lot of people that is like a bigger selling point for, because you're still trying to find ways as the survivors to warn the neighborhood, try to raise more awareness that Michael Myers is hunting you down and trying to make sure that nobody makes it out. And that's kind of just like where the key comes in, because it's an asymmetric game where Michael just gets to use like a bunch of just like phasing powers. Like he's still like walking, but still like the hunting and stalking. Like you actually feel like Michael in the movies, where you got to play like a little bit more methodically. You got to pace yourself. You have to make sure like you really try to complete those objectives and really just stop the survivors from making it out alive. But as the survivors, you have 3 different ways to win, which is crazy, because you're not you're not filling generators. You're trying to find a way into like open up like a basement. You're trying to call the police officers to get them and try to help you fight against Michael to just increase those odds. You're trying to find a way to get to repair the car, put gas into it, and get out. But as you can see, like Michael is just an absolute unit, dog. Like there's like parts where it's like you'll see him like fall down and die, but as if you watch the movies, you know Michael never truly dies. And you respawn, you get right back into the game, and then you just keep going. Something that's very incredible to note for the survivors, that even if your game does come to an end because Michael killed you early, fear not, because you get to come back as the police officers that that come in to help your survivors get to stop Michael, and you might even come back as Dr. Loomis, which is an incredible ad. It's very special. Rest in peace, Donald Pleasance. But yeah, just like everything from this game, again, like I cannot stress this enough. It is less Dead by Daylight and just more Friday the 13th. And yeah, that's really all I can go on about, other than the fact that proximity chat, that was something that
that's cool.
That's when they did the panel. The developers were talking about it a little more. There's going to be more ways to like customize the survivors and Michael. So I'm very curious on how we're going to be able to customize Michael, seeing that we don't really get many different outfits for him and masks, because the only other ones we get is Halloween 2, where he has like the bloody tears running down, and then the hospital gown from when he's in the asylum. But just like everything pointing to this game is that this is the spiritual successor to Friday the 13th. Again, they did everything right. I'm just gonna be repeating myself because I cannot wait for this game, because I played it once, and with any asymmetric game, you play it once, you kind of get a feel for it, because that's gonna be like every other game. The game is not punishing at all for the survivors, like Michael, I feel really bad for, because the only story that I really have with this is that there was a guy did not catch his name, but he was going on about how he's played every asymmetric horror game, and that's like the main thing he's known for, like on like his channel and whatnot. And as like any creator, you found your niche, you go for it, you ride that the whole way through. But he allowed the guy that wasn't Michael for that day, he allowed him to play, and I think he was trying to like just get the vibe of how the powers worked. So it really comes across that it's like playing Michael in your head, you're like, yeah, that's the guy I want to be. Holy crap, is he gonna have a lot of nuance and just like things that are mechanically unique to him that are, once you take the time to learn, I feel like Michael is going to be absolutely cracked, but the survivors have all the advantage. So it's finding any way to slow them down is going to be key for Michael.
Yeah, this looks dope. I'm Dead by Daylight is the one I will always bitch and moan about, that I do not like that game. I think if there's a game that I've seen aside from Pokemon where its own fans hate it as much, it's Dead by Daylight. But I am interested because I liked Friday the 13th. Just obviously I got stuck in development hell in the case of like, we can't add new stuff. We can't really bug fix. Like, we can bug fix, but we can't add new modes or new maps or anything because of the licensing situation, which was really dumb.
Right.
But I get it. You got to figure those things out instead of trying to rush it out. And seeing Ilphonic take the right route to be like, hey, this one is here and we're planning to do everything we can with it. I'm excited to see how they do, because I have to always stop and think about everything Ilphonic has touched with Clowns, with Predator, with Friday the 13th. I'm sure something else is on there that I'm not even thinking about.
I think Texas Chainsaw
Massacre. How can I forget that one? Fucking Terminals emails me every day like, sorry, we can't give you a key what you want, but you want to play Texas Chainsaw Massacre? No, I don't. Fucking Terminals. Yeah, but game is cool.
Because there was at the panel, and I'm always going to go back to it. Which by the way, some of y'all need to learn how to ask questions, because there was probably like 2 like good questions and everything else. Especially when John Carpenter is like there, like he videoed in, and it was like, it's that moment's gonna stay with me, because just seeing and hearing him talk. Because something I did not know, as much of like a movie buff as he is, he loves video games just as much. So for like him, this is like an awesome step for him to keep this up. But one of the questions that it was the very first one. It was like a radio news reporter, and he was asking about, which I was like, that's a question to start off with. Well, he was like with Killer Clowns, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, all this stuff. What's preventing this game from being dead out of the water? Like dead in the water right out of the gate. And the guy that's like right underneath Malik Akkad and John Carpenter was like, they took every single right step and they have the full backing. So this game not being supported isn't anything you have to worry about. And I was like, I like that answer.
Tell him.
Because Yeah, because like again, like it's such a legendary franchise. I'm glad to be able to step in the shoes of either role, which is weird to say because Dead by Daylight, I'm like, let me play killer all day, every day, because that's the only way I'm going to enjoy the game. But it does not look like this is going to be an issue with anything. So I'm excited to hear more because apparently that is something that in the coming weeks that we're going to be hearing more of. So it's going to be releasing in September, and I can't wait to have a nice Halloween game to play on Halloween.
There you go.
And just a nice scary game for the season.
And I mentioned I'll be already about people being high on it and the lines being long, and it might be a good slop squad. So we'll keep it on the back burner. If I'm sure this will be like a $40, $50, maybe a $70 release. So we'll see how getting a group of people into play will be. But yeah, I think it'll be a fun one for slop squad.
I mean, hey, if you guys are gonna do slop squad and I'm not invited, I'm gonna take that as a personal attack.
You should. Yeah, you're not invited. No, absolutely, of course. Obviously, you guys, and then we'll see what else we can get in the group. But yeah, again, I'm glad to hear everyone was so high on it. It does look fun. Not one I think I'd stick around with for the long haul. Be like, yes, I gotta play my Halloween every Friday night to get on. But like the occasional, like, yeah, let's hop over for some Halloween. It's been a minute.
Yeah, because so something cool that and I'm sorry, I'm gushing.
Yeah.
So like Michael has like this spectral mode where it's like when people like close doors and like lock them.
Yeah.
Like obviously you can use a hatch to like break down the door, but to like create like the magic of Michael just appearing in another room after it's already locked. That has like the spectral mode. You can like walk through the doors and then you can just jump scare people.
Okay.
So I'm like, so it's creating that magic of how is Michael everywhere and nowhere simultaneously. Like there's a lot of care and a lot of effort put into this. I'm ready to see the full thing.
Hell yeah, dude. Glad you liked it. I was you got to wait in line to play at that time, and then the people that spent their whole weekend waiting in line to play a segment of Halloween, I'm like, please, you spent money to get here, go to something else.
It took me 20 minutes to get through the line when I went on Thursday. And I'm so glad I did it then, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have got to play the game like Paranormal Activity. I never got around to swing around to that booth and play it, because that line was always over an hour wait time.
Yeah.
And just Halloween, I was so happy about, because playing the game in front of the Strode House is something very special to me.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that for you. I'm glad you got that experience. Let me timestamp there. We're on to my third game, and the game I played that I was super, super excited about, that it was one of the ones we didn't know was here. And the moment someone saw it, we got like the Discord ping, like, guys, Well Dweller is here. Well Dweller's here. Did anybody play Well Dweller yet? And the line was not super long. It was Top Hat. And they had 4 different games set up on 4 different computers. And I got my chance on Sunday to play it. And I am immediately just, it's a Kyle Thompson game. If you've played games like Islets and you've played Crypt Custodian, you know the style, you know the gameplay of Kyle, and this is more of that, and I love it, and I cannot wait for the full thing. I'm not sure what the plot of this one is or what's going on with it, but you're a little bird dude. It's a Metroidvania. It's got that grungy, almost Hollow Knight kind of style to it. And when I played Islets, I talked about how that felt kind of like Hollow Knight, just still dark but a little bit brighter. Less bug in dungeon and more like, oh cool, look at cute little animals in dark environment.
I like the art of this one.
It's so good.
It's like cute and creepy.
Real cute.
Yes,
I like it.
fucking phenomenal. Kyle does amazing stuff. If you haven't played Islets or Crypt Custodian, Islets is a similar Metroidvania, the 2D platformer. Crypt Custodian is still a Metroidvania, but more in the top-down kind of deal. But they both share this art style. They're both phenomenal. I got to play,
Egbert.
I think... Egbert, he's so cute. I think it took me like ballpark 30, 40 minutes or so to get through the segments here. It was explore the map, get the upgrades. I didn't get any of the trinkets. But yeah, it's another one of those cases where it doesn't do a lot to be like, oh, look at this unique take on a Metroidvania. But the art style is the big thing, and the combat always feels so good. And I think the bosses are fun. Like, this is one I've seen in the trailer where it's this thing chasing you down the well. But I've played other Kyle Thompson boss fights before, and they always are just so, maybe not surprising, but they add some oomph to them where you're just like, oh, I wasn't ready for this. I think if you think about the Cuphead boss in the DLC, the snail, where like you get the congratulations, like the fake ribbon, like you won. It's not exactly that like catch him off guard, like, oop, you thought you won, but like that moment of, ooh, this was a different pace for what we see in this game. I think Kyle does a great job of doing those by adding different mechanics, different types of bosses, or like, oh, it's very similar to this one, but they changed it by doing this. Just fantastic stuff. If I knew this was like there, like I would have gone to PAX to play Well Dweller, as opposed to being like, oh shoot, let me find time to get over here, because it's another one. Joe played it, Dave Jackson played it. I'm sure everyone was high on it as well. I loved it. And I'm watching this trailer back, seeing the things that were not in the demo, where it's like throw a Molotov, smack it with the bat. You really only had the bat for this, and then the slide. But there's a slingshot you're going to eventually get. Other kind of just pick up and go types of weapons that are going to be essential to your kit as you're trying to explore different areas. And I was sold when they announced it. The moment I saw the art style, I said, it's a new Kyle game. I'm in regardless. And getting my hands on it out of like that pure surprise of not knowing it was going to be there was like just such a magical moment this weekend. I'm glad I got my time over to play it. I love Kyle shit.
Just like some of the bosses, like the spider one where it was like coming down. It kind of like reminded me of like and that one. It's like the kind of like the art cover of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Okay. Yeah.
Like whoever the artist was that drew that, it's giving off those vibes for sure, and it's very appealing.
Hell yeah. You were giggling there for a second. I know if it was something I said, or it was something about the game, or.
I honestly don't remember.
Bet.
I think that this is very cute, and it was because you were like, fucking love Kyle stuff.
I fucking love Kyle shit, man. Yeah. I played Islets hella late, and fell in love with it. And again, it's so much like Hollow Knight, but different. And I say the same thing for Constance. But I think that's such high praise when you're like, oh yeah, you're like Hollow Knight, but different. Like, that's great. Love it. So please go wish this Well Dweller. I think right now it's Steam and Switch is the plan, but I'm sure it'll come to PlayStation, Xbox as well. So,
okay.
And if you haven't, go play Islets and Crypt Custodian, because I love both of those as well. I think I like Crypt Custodian more, but Islets is a great, like, check out my first game. Awesome. Ooh, timestamp. All right, team, we each got 2 left. Kani, back to you.
All right, we're going back to games from Poland.
We're going back to Poland.
We are going to talk about Shards of Order, the game that I was praised by the dev for being the first to complete their boss without dying. I do think I gotta look for those pins, man. I really like them. They're cool. Yeah, they had like a pin that said Shards of Order, and it was for each of the classes. I'll be real sad if I can't find them.
Yeah,
I have to reach out and be like, "Hey, I was there. I think I left my pin set. Can you guys send me one?"
Usually send the clip from the podcast. Be like, "Hey, I'm really sad. Can I get those back?"
I did good. You told me. No, I really like Shards of Order. I think if you like the style, this is going to be very similar to a game I talked about last year.
Okay.
If you like the style of like Darkest Dungeon, that like dark, grungy, like grittiness, but you like the card combat of Slay the Spire, this is something for you. Which, by the way, much love to Sigils of Nightfall who were there again. But the difference here is that there's a party, so you can make choices throughout. You'll run into these different scenarios, and you get to talk to people different ways. There's this guy I ran into, and he's like a goofy little boss you run into. He has 1 HP, but he's just like, haha, let's play staring contest. And you're like, what? He's just like, let's see who can win. And you're like, you're wearing a mask, dude. He's like, there's nothing in the rules about wearing a mask. And then you hit him once. He's like, "Ow! Hey, do you want to work for me?" Like I have. And then he like makes you go grab. He's like, "I want information," but he doesn't tell you what on. So then there's like this branching. Like you go find stuff. You can come back to him and get different rewards based on what you find. But the end of the demo, you fight that big bird thing that dropped in, the Shrike. You fight him, but I started as this guy. I do not remember the names of the characters, but they were essentially class names. I want to say it was like Warrior, Rogue, and then the Cleric. The Cleric, I messed up because I was clicking too fast, and there was an option that was like, do you want to escape this with me? And I completely clicked the wrong thing, and it was like, okay, see ya. And then when I went to talk to him again, it was just like, nope, you've made your choice. And I was like, damn it, I wanted the Cleric. But yeah, I beat this with just the Warrior and the Ranger. But each of them has different things, and like the ranger might get something that's like do this much damage to the enemy and load an arrow, which is their own thing, but also apply weakness to the enemy. And then the warrior might have a thing that says like if weakness is applied to the enemy, you do this much more damage. And the fighter very much has like a berserker. You build up this bar, and then if you're berserk, you get like better things on your different cards. Very cool. There's a skill tree to it. You can upgrade the cards. There's different cosmetics and different equiptables that you can find. It is very, very cool. I highly recommend it. The one thing that people are probably thinking based on the two things I compared it to, it is not a roguelike. It is a story-driven like RPG. That was very clear. That was made very clear by the dev. He was like, "This is not a roguelike. This is like a story-driven RPG that uses a card battling system." So I'm very interested to see what that looks like for the rest of the game. But there were only like 3 games that were like, okay, I am ready to lose myself in it, and Shards of Order was one of them.
Hell yeah! I was already sold in the art style. It looks phenomenal. I don't know necessarily how to define this texture work. It's very like kind of watercolory, but not quite. It's like slicker than that.
Yeah. So it's really funny because I was ripping on a game I played on Sunday, and I don't want to put any devs down or any teams down just in case it's still in development. But there was another game I was just like, yeah, dude, the animation was just like outdated and like Hinge animation, but this is also looks like it's Hinge animation.
Yeah, totally.
But it is done in such a like charming way with such a like good texture palette to like go with it. Yeah. And I might be using those words wrong, but
that makes sense.
The other game just like there's a right and a wrong way to do Hinge animation, I think, and this nails it with the accompanying art style.
Yeah, I think there's a level of Hinge animation that's just like, cool, I put an elbow, I put a wrist, and I said this is what moves. It's very stiff, but it looks like there is the chest, there's the torso, there's the elbow, there's the wrist, there's the hands, there's the neck, like everything kind of moves. So even if it is very like, you can tell where it connects, it's more lively than that. So I think it's done really well. And then the fact that it's not a roguelike, not that I dislike roguelikes, I love a good roguelike. I think I was just like, okay, I can just play more Slay the Spire. But the fact it's an RPG, I kind of just get to progress in this level of combat. Like I'm my third monitor, which is up, I am hovering the download button on the demo. Like this looks really cool.
It's fun, man. It's really fun. Like I said, I was really enjoying like that you find items that like increase stats. I like that the classes intermix, and they even said that there's 2 classes that they haven't revealed yet. Yeah. Or sorry, there was one that was revealed, one that they did not announce. I just based on the guy who got the pins, had a scythe. It was pretty cool. Okay. It looked pretty sweet. I don't know what that means for it, but the weapon looked like it was a scythe.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Dude,
looks good.
Like it really looks like Slay the Spire meets Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
And I'm ready because like I was watching Nerdstorm play a game that was right next to it, and I was like looking at it, like, this guy looks like he's struggling. I want to play the game. Play it. I can do it.
That is indeed a thing at PAX. And you're like, this guy sucks. I can do better.
That was me at Sigils of Nightfall last year. That was me. There was a guy, and he was sitting there fighting a thing, and I was like, dude, you're doing this so wrong. And I had to wait like 40 minutes because he kept just stalling out this one interaction. And I was like, bro, I want to grab the mouse so bad. But yeah, Chris, if in the meantime, if you want to try this and another game that very much fits the same kind of thing, I would try Sigils of Nightfall. But both of them, phenomenal. Highly recommend. They're 2 different ends, kind of. Like, this is different than Sigils of Nightfall, but I think they both fit a very, like, grim, dark category with, like, a card battle system that's familiar to us because of Slay the Spire. Right. Highly recommend both games. They did a great job with this game.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, for sure.
This is rad. This looks so cool.
It's very cool, dude.
Damn.
It's very cool.
All right. Timestamp that bad boy. Nerdstorm, buddy. Penultimate game. What you got?
All right. So let's leave the polling booth for now.
Oh, man.
All right. So my next game is Fractured Blooms, not Fractured Blossom, Fractured Blooms.
Before you get into it, I think just for sake of
Yes.
the FTC, before they go do anything, hey, I'm a Serenity Forge creator. I do not have a copy of this game. This is not my review of it. I interrupted Nerdstorm's demo of it. But just in case someone on the internet's like, Danny works for them and didn't say that. Yeah, there you go. There's your disclaimer. But please, go ahead.
But yes, this game was definitely phenomenal. Those psychological horror type games. When I was talking to the dev, he said he built this game based off of his family dynamic when he was growing and whatnot. So I thought that was like really, really cool. But yeah, essentially the premise of this game is it's a horror farming simulator if you really want to go there. But yeah, you're literally reliving the same day over and over again, but like different things start to happen, and like it starts to get more eerie as time goes on. Like second day, you'll start to see like figures moving around and whatnot in the shadows and whatnot. Third day, things are just literally getting misplaced as you're trying to go find something. It's very crazy. And then like what also kind of like started tripping me out is the audio design or the sound design. The sound design in this game is really, really, really good. Especially like it was one instance where I'm in the kitchen preparing dinner or whatnot, and like the TV comes on out of nowhere, and it scared the shit out of me. It scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh.
I also played this game.
Like, I'm rushing to try to find how to turn the TV off, and I'm like freaking out. So I'm like, oh, come get me, come get me. Finally got the TV turned off, went back to doing what I was doing, and then the part that really like just made my heart start beating. And Danny, this is when you walked up on me too. Is like when you're trying to find all the clothes to do laundry and whatnot, and you only got like and on each day the timer's getting smaller and smaller, right? It's crazy. Yeah. Like on the last day you only got a minute and you got to find all 6 pieces of clothing. Mind you, they're in the same spot, but on the last day, they start cutting you off so you can't take the same pathways or what. So it got me, and then I ran out of time. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna get got. But luckily I didn't. But still, it was crazy. It was crazy. This game is really, really cool. I don't normally play psychological like horror this, but this definitely piqued my interest. Maybe it was more or less for the story because I really want to find out how they actually progress the story with this. Because again, I don't normally, I don't know too many psychological horror farming simulator game, so those two combinations of genres is really interesting to me. So I definitely want to see where they take this, how they're going to continue to do the story, especially if it continues on with the you're reliving the same day type of thing over and over. I really want to find that out, see how that is. But yeah, this game is really good. So if you like farming simulators, if you like psychological, horror, thriller type games and whatnot, this will definitely pique your interest. Yeah. It's really good.
I want to hear because you said you played as well. I want to hear from you.
I did.
Nerdstorm,
I did also play.
Before, because not a farming sim, but if you like I relive the day and I have to do the same thing over and over, but you want a little more of like an Earthbound RPG in Stars in Time.
Okay.
I scream the praise of the game every day. I need more people to play it. I think it's on everything now. Lovely story in Stars and Time. Check it out. I think it's not quite the same thing, but it seems like the tones and things about Fractured Bloom that you like are in that as well. So I'm just gonna put that in your ear.
I'm adding it to my wish list as we speak.
Let's fucking go! But yes, can I? So you also played it. Yeah, you go.
So
Chris,
I also played Fractured Blooms, which by the way, everybody that I know who played this that I talked to about this has like a weird Mandela effect of it being Fractured Blossoms. Nerdstorm, the person that we met at the airport, was also like, yeah, I got to play Fractured Blossoms. And I was like, okay, you also thought it was that. Me and my friend thought it was that. It is not. It's Fractured Blooms. But I will start by doing Danny's little bit for it. This is not his opinion. He does not share the same opinion. He did not play the same thing I played. This is solely my opinion on the game. I think if there was one thing I would fix, this art style is perfect for like a cutesy like kind of like grim farming cartoonish character where it's like kind of realistic, a little cartoony, and it is just kind of like plopped in an anime girl. It feels a little out of place. If I had to give it one critique, the rest of it, like Nerdstorm mentioned about like you're cooking and then suddenly the TV turns on. What he didn't mention is that like the first day it is like a perfectly clear and cut, like it's a news or it's like an item placement. The second time it's like just straight screeching and like just unsettling sound effects. He said the sound design is gorgeous in this game. It is really well taken care of. They do a really good job. The narration even starts to change, and like the thing that messed with me is there's like a voice in your head that is your voice, and like there's a part where it's like, I should go put down some tomato seeds, and you like go to do that, and then like in the middle of grabbing the bag there's a voice that pops up that's like, I don't think I really want to do that. Maybe I should go plant some flowers instead. And it's like way cheerier. And it's like, whoa, where did that come from? Yeah. So then I listen to it and then something else happens. It's very, very interesting. This does have like a Stardew-esque stamina mechanic where like each activity uses up one of your stamina. And then at the end of it, you have to go make dinner for yourself and then go to bed.
Yeah.
But like right here, this segment that's playing right now, there's a, when you're cutting it, it's just like, this house likes to let the knives move around on their own. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And like, at first I was like, oh, it's like a house that's doing things for you. Okay, that's kind of nice though. Like you're living side by side with the house, so you're taking care of it. The second day, it's just like the house likes to have knives move around on their own, but they do their job. I just shouldn't look up. And I was like, what does that mean? So I look up, door slam shut. And I was like, whoa,
I looked up
yeah.
Super Soul. I was like, oh, God.
Yep. And I think I said, I was like, there's not. I played one other horror game, and there was one that I felt like people were gathering around just to watch me jump and like, haha, look at this dummy. But like this one, I looked around, I was like, oh, there's like 6 people watching me jump at this game. But yeah, no, it had me pretty good. The sound design's great. And that, like I said, that's just the one. If I had to give a critical point of like, I think this feels a little off, is the style of the character versus the style of the world. The world's a little darker. She's very bright. And maybe that's a contrast thing. Maybe that is a creative choice that they're like actively choosing for.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
He said he did that on purpose because that was the first thing that I noticed. I was like, she's like an anime-esque, girl type of thing, and the world itself looks more realistic. So he said that was a stylistic choice on purpose.
Okay. That is good to know. That is good to know. I wasn't sure if it was just like, we have all these assets that we made, we need a character for a demo, baboop. Like, I wasn't sure if it was that. But no, now that I know that it was a stylistic choice, I am excited to dive deeper in. This is the first one where it was like, thanks for playing. And I was like, no, I need to know more. You can't.
Stop here. Yeah.
There.
That's a great
sign. Send it there.
When you run the demo and you get that thanks for playing and you're just like, fuck, that wasn't enough. Like, those are my, obviously I have a fuck ton of games on my wish list, but like, that's always a good sign. Like when this comes out, like that to be continued, I'm good start to finish. Like I'm gassed. And this one has a demo at home. I don't think it's the same one as the PAX demo. I'm told it's a little bit different.
It is not. It is a little different.
Yeah. So I started to give it a shot because again, I get the marketing for this game, but I have not touched it at all. So I definitely want to give it a shot to hear everyone else's thoughts on it so far. Hell yeah. Fractured Blooms, not Blossoms.
Woo!
So fascinating.
Not Blossoms, Blooms.
I'm wondering if it had like a rebrand, if it was Blossoms. Because
that's me with Arctic versus Atomic Eggs. I'm like, I swear it said Atomic Eggs at the booth, but everywhere I look it says Arctic. And I'm like, I could have sworn it said Atomic. Either way, it works, but
I thought.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Timestamp. Christopher, on to you.
Yes, sir. So this is a game that I got the pleasure of playing one with alongside Danny, and then again 2 times with the squad here. So all of us have experience with this bit, and I'm sure all of us have very, 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 very fun things to say about it. But dude, this next game, Awaysis. It is a fantastic little co-op game where you get to play as a bunch of cutesy like little animals. You get to slide around, beat up. I'm just gonna call them goblins. It's not what they are, but it's what they look like. But yeah, just the combat is just as brutal as it is fun. Being able to hit enemies really, really hard and your friends and launching them off the map. It's like that moment where it's like I can already hear like the online banter of being like, "Oh, you son of a bitch, you hit me!" And it's like, "Oh, I had to hit the dude," and it's just the world and like the stylistic choices that like they took with it. Again, like it's giving off like a lot of just like Banjo-Kazooie energy, just like in terms of like the characters or design. I don't know why everything is just equating to that, but it's just giving like that fun like party game vibe that's like you could kind of just like lock in, play like a level or two, and just like really just sit down and have fun with your friends, being able to swing big weapons around and just knock each other off the map. And I had just a blast playing with everybody. And from the sound of it, I can't speak for all of you. It sounded like you all did too. Being able to like see like the characters like even when they're just like yapping in the like in like the hub world, and like you get to like move their faces around, and you can kind of like voice act and like really just like bring the characters to life in your own way is just like another appealing part, because a lot of us like to give voices to the characters, and that's just another part that's like it helps me as like the player get a little bit more immersed into like the world and feel grounded. And that's just like what it is. Like there's just like a magic about it that like after like we played the demo, it was one of those things where I'm like, I just want more. I just I want to go to the next level. I want to progress. Like that level we played, not enough. Not enough. But like it definitely captures like the same kind of like magic that like Castle Crashers does. If you're old enough and remember playing that with like your friends, like you have like the PvP area, but then like you have your lock in. Here's the level. Enjoy it and have fun at your own pace, your own way.
Yeah, I'm very high in this game after getting to play it. I've seen this game countless times at showcases, and I never was like turned off from it. But it was never like, oh, I can't wait to get the boys together for this one. But when I got the press email about, hey, we're going to be at PAX, you want to come by and play? And I'm like, I got to give it a shot, put it on the calendar. And then, of course, the game itself sold me. It's so much fun. It's floaty in the right way, I think. I think floaty is like, oh, no, this is bad. I feel like I'm not jumping appropriately. But I felt like I was flying across the map because I was sliding and speeding. Like it all felt correct. And then, yes, it all felt very fun in the way the combat works. It's hold a trigger and you kind of wind up, swing from the left, swing from the right, uppercuts, all kinds of different, heavy light attacks and stuff. I got to spend collectively like probably an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes talking to Raj this weekend across my first appointment and then swinging back to talk again. Such a charming and just charismatic guy when it came to talking about this game. He was telling me the progress later. It was like, as you're beating levels, you get new weapons. There's the swords, you get an upgraded sword, but of course you can get there's hammers. They gave a list of different stuff. There's different playable characters that all have a little bit of a difference to them. Like the sparrow, it inherently is a little bit floatier. The turtle's heavier. I think the frog got like a double jump, or it was something with the frog.
He jumps a little higher.
Just jumps higher. Yeah, so it's nothing that's super mega game changing, but there are like those little bit of differences across the characters. So I'm like, oh cool, I will run the turtle with a hammer. Like I already know that's going to be my build. I want the heavy guy with the heavy weapon. I'm excited for that. But mentioning the co-opetition about it, of like, oh, we're going to play this game together, but of course, I need to have more points by the end. And when Kani gets to pick up all the coins because Chris and Nerdstorm are smacking me off the map every 3 seconds because we decided to play on the hardest difficulty. Like
I did have a ton of gold.
Yeah, where I was like, I know this game. I know what I have to grab. Too bad I can't because Numbnuts over here is like, haha, see ya. Like I didn't get to play. But that was so much freaking fun. And
it was.
Again, not being sold in this game until I got to play it. Like I think it just goes to show the gameplay was there. I think we're going to have fun just dicking around with this one over and over again. And there's also a PvP mode that's like I think Brawly Ball was what it was called. So like, yeah, I'm excited to just jump into that and be like, all right, let's see who's the best. I'm going to win. Like, I think we're going to have a good time with it.
Yeah, I will say that this is something Danny and I had planned to play together for Steam Next Fest, and both of us had just gotten lost in like the sheer amount of demos, and both said, you know what, it's okay, we can play it some other time. And when we heard it was at PAX, we were like, hey, this is our time. And then hearing how excited Chris was about it, I was like, oh man, this must have actually been like really fun. And I do like those like competitive, I forget, co-opetition, is that what you called it?
Yep.
Yeah. I do enjoy that kind of like we completed the object, like the almost like the Castle Crashers thing, right? Where you like get to the end, you save the princess, but who gets to kiss her? You know, I really enjoy that in these sometimes because it does lend it to be like, oh, the point of the game wasn't to win the whole thing. And then you have like the stories like, yeah, we did this, but then this guy beat me at this thing. So it was a lot of fun. Talking to Raj was super cool. It is not what I thought it was going to be by any stretch of the imagination, but I did like what we ended up getting.
Yeah. So cool. Nerdstorm, any thoughts?
Oh yeah. So as somebody who didn't know anything about it up until we got to actually play it all together, it was definitely fun, especially there at the beginning. We were just digging around for so long before you actually started to play.
We were.
There was a great moment where we kept being like, hey, go talk to this guy to start the mission. And it was just three of us just, yeah. I'm like, start the mission. Go start the mission.
Oh, it was so fun.
I'm sure the dev there, he was probably like, oh my god, these fucking guys, this is all they're gonna be doing. They're not gonna get to they're not getting through the demo. They're just gonna be beating the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah,
but that's also kind of the magic and the appeal.
Yeah.
And then the whole section where they started having those the waterfall to get across and whatnot. Y'all were like, just fall into it, and I kept jumping and dying.
Just walk into it.
You did. Because you kept going like down and to the right, and we're like, dude, just walk straight across. And then I think there was a point where you like knocked me off while we were waiting for the door to open. And you're like, let's see how you get across. I was like, I'm just gonna walk into the water. I'm not gonna be a dumbass about it.
We're gonna have a great.
I had so much fun playing that.
We're gonna
I
have
can't
a
wait till we can
blast.
actually get our hands on it.
Absolutely. I think we all exchange info, so we'll probably have, when this comes out, we'll have streams. They also said it's going to be on Game Pass.
Absolutely.
He was saying Game Pass for life, which I don't know if that's just how they choose to say that, or if that's like a thing that Xbox does. Like if this is, hey, we're launching Game Pass, we stay on Game Pass. But like, cool, run it. Like,
yeah,
I'm excited.
Totally fun
for people to get it.
100%. If Awaysis is mentioned, I will be there.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, team. Bet that was Chris' game, right? Yeah, timestamp.
Yeah.
Sick. It was the one we all played. I'm like, shit, whose turn was that?
Yep. Yeah.
Bet, which means we're on to me next. I have never been shy on this podcast talking about how much I love Death's Door. That game is amazing. I love the visual style. I love the combat. And this game is still pretty early on where it's not exactly comparable. But again, the Tunic and Death's Door inspirations are there, and I fell in love with it. The game is called Memoria Wake. You are playing as the dude who like dropped out of college, I think right before graduating or whatnot, and you end up turning into this like little cat with a raincoat in your dreams. And now you're like fighting through your dreams, which is also kind of like the span of your lifetime, trying to find your friend who's trapped in there.
I'm excited to see the gameplay on this one because I heard you talking about it very lovingly, and I don't think I ever saw like an actual trailer for it.
Totally.
So
yeah,
I'm excited to kind of stare at this.
Really, again, familiar to Death's Door. If you played it, it's that same vibe. When I was talking to Cole, the developer, he was mentioning like you start and you're like the childhood like part of your dreams, right? And I think this trailer is outdated. These definitely like the assets look a little bit older, and I think that the character model looks different as well. But yeah, you start in like the childhood memories where you have the monkey with the symbols, which is like typically scary to kids. Like, oh god, I don't like the way this thing looks. And you're getting older, and I think you're dealing with like college debt as you get further on through the story. The way I liked the demo, it was set up. You would start level 1, get the basics. Here's how you dash. Here's how you swing. Here's how you do whatever. And once you'd hit like the midpoint of the level, they're like, hey, you can either continue level 1 and see it through. You can go to level 2 and explore a new biome, or you can go to level 3 and fight a boss. So I'm like, I'm going to give level 2 a shot and explore that. And it was exploring a library. You're finding the books of like, I need to open this thing, so I need to find these 6 books and bring them back to the librarian, et cetera, solve puzzles, move these things, grab these things. And then they set it back for me so I could go and try a boss encounter. Holy fuck, it kicked my ass. I will say, when I got to play it, they didn't have a second controller. They forgot like their cable, so I had to run it on mouse and keyboard, which was not ideal for this. I think I would have performed better. Having played through Death's Door twice and gotten the platinum, like I'm comfortable enough with it that I think I would perform better if I had my controller. But I just think thematically and visually it's so similar to Death's Door where it's hard to take. I'm already sold on it. It's hard to take me out of that. going in and seeing this already, I was so ingrained in what it's going to be. And I like when you can say it's like this, but it's different. And it's hard for me right now to say, here's what makes it different after playing it. Like, it is so similar, but I'm already there. I'm like, cool, sick. I don't have a Death's Door 2 on the horizon. I could use more Death's Door. I won't complain about more Death's Door. And then again, the Tunic part going more of like the puzzles is very much like that. So if you like your classic Zeldas or again, Tunic, it has those keys and feels about it as well. So yeah, I just really liked Memoria Wake. I had a good time with it, and I want the rest of it. So I believe they said 2027 was their window for release on this one, but
okay,
I'm here for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, I just look at that. And then the weird purple cat thing here. Where's this one? I want to see. This is the boss. Not that big cat. This one. This was the boss we got to play at PAX. It was very much like he would shoot projectiles and you would open your umbrella to parry and shoot them back. But then he had like 4 different types of projectiles. With trying to play on mouse and keyboard, I wasn't able to figure out, all right, well, I project these, I dodge these, and then this turns into a big laser, so I have to move. So I think it is like, let me die and retry to get in the habit of how to beat this thing, which is, that's the Souls-like formula. And after years of saying I don't like Souls-likes, to be like, I don't like FromSoft Souls-likes, being Death's Door, Another Crab's Treasure, Black Myth Wukong. Like, there's so many that I do enjoy. I think it's just From's particular formula, whatever it is about it, doesn't hit for me. But give me a cute indie one that's really hard, but I have a cute cat in a raincoat. Come on. What else am I supposed to do? I'm already in. But yeah, that's all I have on a Memoria Wake. It's hopefully that one comes out sooner than later in terms of waiting. But it means we circle back around for our last set. So Kani, all you, Bubba.
Oh man, you're gonna make me want to play this game if I start talking about it. So the last game that I played at the show, which I was just like wandering around looking for these guys. I had just kind of split off on my own, was just playing as much as I possibly could before the end of the last day of PAX. And I found I found this like table set up that had about 4 or 5 computers right behind where I had just spent a ton of time 2 days before at the Critical Reflex booth, which I got featured for playing at in the official PAX website, which was pretty cool.
Give the man a media badge, damn.
Yeah, come on, man. You can use my picture. No, but actually, we're gonna have some words next year if you say no. I'm doing better, okay? I'm doing better. I'm gonna Karen it out. But I got to play Lunarium, and what a gorgeous game, dude. From the design, the music, and like I was playing on a Steam Deck. I would have preferred to play it on the full TV, and I thought about moving over, and I was like, yeah, but if I move over, like I'm not going to get to like continue from where I'm at. I'm gonna have to restart. And then I did later find out that there was an option just to skip straight to the boss. But you are playing. I don't know the exact story. It was a little hard to read on the Steam Deck.
Sure.
So I was purely just feeling it out based on gameplay vibes. But you are playing as the character with the sword, and the girl with the bow follows you around, and she is kind of like the source of your not counterattacks, but your like ultimate attacks. So you can do team up attacks and get skills that partner with her that are like, every time you land this attack, she shoots an arrow that deals bonus damage. Whenever she shoots an arrow, it prompts you for this. Whenever you do this, it prompts you for that. But this is another like Souls-like. The difference is you don't drop your materials when you die. So it's strictly just run it back, go again. And it looks like it spawns you right outside the boss arena. But it is very like parry heavy on the combat. It is very like dodge roll, get out of the way. There are unblockable attacks. You can do this. There's a stagger gauge, which is that little like white outline outside of the health bar. When they hit that point, they go into like a stagger animation. You get some free hits in. But no, the way this game feels is perfect for, I think, the setting. That boss right there was the one I was fighting, the one with the shield. Okay. And let me tell you, I was like, I haven't really struggled with a whole lot in this game. I'm sure I'll do fine. That guy fucked me up for like 10, 15 runs. And it was tough, but once I learned like the parry windows and his patterns, what's really funny is I beat him on a run that was glitched and it zoomed in the camera and I could barely see him. That's when I beat him. But it was the first time that me and the guy right next to me playing the same exact game, we like synced up and we were like, dude, this game's fucking awesome. And I was like, dude, just wait till you get to the boss. He was like, dude, I'm loving it already. I'm seeing you on him, and he looks awesome. And then he's fighting it. He's like, oh, I almost got him. I'm like showing him the health bar. I was like, he was so close, dude. He was so close. This is at like the floor closed at 6. This was at like 450-ish, like right before I went and found these guys. I love this game. This was an immediate like, yeah, I'm playing this when it comes out. Might stream it. I don't know. This game was beautiful. I really want to know more from it. The devs kept talking about Child of Light, which I don't think they were talking about Lunarium, but it looks like the girl with the bow reminds me of the girl from Child of Light.
Totally.
And whatever they call this art style where it's all like gold and black and like very resplendent with like some form of corruption in the world, I love that stuff. So there is like these corrupted enemies, and like they can shoot this stuff that infects an area, and it sits there for a little bit, and if you step on it, it like does damage to you. But then there are just enemies that are like left over from the world that are still trying to like defend it, and they're trying to keep out like outsiders. So there are like factions in this game, it looks like. But I cannot wait to like sink my teeth in and find out more. It seems like there are various play styles. I loved playing this. This was one where like I physically had to stop playing it because I knew the floor was going to close soon, and I didn't want to be the guy who was just stuck there playing it. But yeah, this was such a good game, dude. It felt polished. It felt ready for release, and I'm so ready for more of it.
It looks dope. You came and talked to me about it because there was Lunacid. I think it was another game.
Yeah, so that was the game where a dude called me green guy and told me I should play it twice, and yeah. Lunacid was cool. Lunacid is very much more like a traditional Dark Souls experience.
Yeah.
Where it is very hard for the sake of the challenge.
Sure.
And it is in the perspective of like a Scrolls game where you are like first person. I don't think you can switch to third.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that Kingsfield like tough game from first person perspective, really fucking hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And I struggled a little bit with Lunacid, but I really like the world of it. But yes, this is a whole separate thing.
Cool. Yeah, totally. But like I was when you mentioned the Lunarium, and I went to look up Lunacid, I'm like, I know that one, but what's this? And the Lunarium, I pulled it up, and it was already on my wish list. I'm like, I don't remember this one. And then I'm watching the trailer now. It was from the Kind of Funny Mix showcase, I think last year. I'm like, right, I remember this. And yes, the resplendent, the regal world with that corruption in there, I think is such a cool style. And then, of course, we just talked about Memoria Wake, but there is a Death's Door-ness to this one that I really like as well.
Yeah.
That might just be the isometricness that makes it feel that way. But then I immediately say Titan Souls, but that's the same team that made Death's Door. So it's like, yes, of course.
Is it really?
Yes, Acid Nerve. Yes.
Oh, I really like Titan Souls. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yep, Acid Nerve. And I don't know if they've announced their next thing yet, I don't believe. But yeah, I like Acid Nerve and what they do. I never finished Titan Souls, but that was when I finished Death's Door. I'm like, I should give it like just a shake, play a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, this reminds me a lot of it, and I'm interested in seeing this one. I think May is what this one comes out. It looks like.
Yes, and let me tell you, when it comes out, I'm very excited to run it back.
Fuck yeah. There we go. Lunar. I want to check if this one has a demo too. I gotta see if this one's on so I can play it at home.
If it does, dude, it's a fun one. I can tell you that.
No,
Is about to get lost in the sauce.
I am, dude. The game, it's a lot of fun.
It does come up with, hey, similar games, Hades 2. So, same team. If you like Hades 2, check out Lunarium. Sick. Alrighty. Hell yeah. So, timestamp. Nerdstorm. Your last game, bro.
All right. Back to games in Poland.
Oh, man.
Go back to the Polish.
Bring it up, but they did have a booth of like 12, 15 games or so, I think, across.
They did have a pretty big booth.
They had a good little...
they had more than PAX Rising.
This is actually very true. They did.
Yeah.
But yes, this is probably my most anticipated game of PAX. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But it is the Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon, and it was what they were showcasing was specifically their Sanctuary of Sarras expansion that is actually out now. You can get it on Steam and whatnot now. But either way, if you've ever played, a game like Skyrim or any, fantasy RPG of that nature, this is definitely going to be right up your alley. 'Cause let me tell you, I had a blast playing it. It got to the point to where, you know, most RPGs that I usually play, I'll just literally just start picking up everything, just start reading every little description and whatnot. And I started to do that. I was like, hold on, back and actually play the game so I can actually, you know, enjoy myself, because it's still starting to scratch that itch for me. But yeah, the way, you know, the combat is, the way your magic spells are and everything, it is amazing. And again, it really, really, really reminded me of Skyrim, because Skyrim was the, you know, the RPG that really got me into that whole genre. But yeah, this is definitely it, because I want to say there's one boss fight. I think pretty much the only boss fight that I actually did, because if I had kept playing, I'd have been there pretty much all day, and I did not want to sit there and do that. But it was this one boss fight where you're fighting like this, I guess like this
Pirate captain.
undead pirate captain and whatnot, right? And and like during the fight, you start seeing like this, I guess like wall of like petals and whatnot slowly close in, but I was able to kill him before it got to me. But apparently, according to Chris, he says if you let that thing close in on you, fucks you up. And I was like, oh, I should have let it do that so I can see what happens. Yeah. Okay.
Because like the way it is it's like there creates like a point where he's like, because he's a close combat fighter, he reaches a point in the fight where he gets about half health. He's like, all right, no, we're making this close range, and sets up like a whirlpool that like really closes the area, so that way you have to be like a little more mindful of like how much space is in between you and like the outside. But there's supposed to be a whirlpool there. Nerdstorm said, fuck this, we're underwater. Here's electric, and then just you see his health bar just
I am
deplete immediately.
Yes. Oh, and then speaking of the magic spells, like there's technically two sets of magic spells that they allowed you to use for the demo there. But the one that I used was, you know, like Chris said, the electric. My God, like the way that like the versatility of that spell is freaking crazy, because it has such a wide range. It was wild. It was wild. I loved it. And then again, like I was saying, the combat feels smooth. Again, you can pretty much play with anything, whether it be sword and shield, two, you know, swords, or, you know, a sword in one hand and a spell in the other, you know, whatever the case. It felt like it literally had it all. And I cannot wait to continue to dive my teeth into it, because I actually downloaded it last night and I streamed it a little bit last night. And it, you know, I kind of got hooked. Yeah, this is definitely, you know, for any RPG, you know, fans out there, it's definitely good. It's definitely good. It's because for one, it kind of like it kind of dives into for anyone that's into like old English folk tales and whatnot, like King Arthur and, you know, Knights of the Round Table and whatnot. It dives into that storyline. So it's really, really good. It's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
As someone who is sick and tired of you buying Skyrim every time they announce it on a new platform, I'm glad you have a new RPG to sink into. Please, just keep playing this. Like,
yeah, because I mean, like, God knows when we're gonna get the next anything for Elder Scrolls 6. Like, even just like the next like little bit of information. Like, this is like filling that void, and like everything like they've done is like they are not afraid to take risks that it feels like, because like Bethesda normally plays it pretty safe.
Fish.
Like,
Sorry,
like they make it like they really like, especially with like this DLC particularly. I didn't get to play the base game, but I'm gonna change that. But like to make like everything feel like, because like Elder Scrolls is like already like high fantasy. This is taking that like even higher. Like, I was like, I didn't think you got higher than that, but they found a way to do it. And just like everything about this game, from what I've experienced and whatnot, like it just made me want more. Because like I had like the same moment with Nerdstorm, where it's like I beat the boss and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go nope, pull myself back. I'm gonna be here all day if I play Skyrim. So like I could feel myself kind of like losing myself like in the world a little bit, and I had to literally put the controller down and step away, because I was like, I will be here all day. This will be my entire Thursday, and I will only be playing one game.
Yeah, because the dev, he did not have a time limit on how long you could play.
No.
He literally said you could play as long as you wanted.
Well, damn.
Oh my god,
That's why the lines are so long. Rad. No, it looks cool. I'm as someone who doesn't get to dive into RPGs a lot, just because there's so much on my plate where I'm like, I just don't have the time commitment for something this in depth. It's something to put all, who knows how many dozens of hundreds of hours into. It does look sick. I think I've just kind of been burned out on Bethesda RPGs for a while. I'm not quite in the
Right.
I don't have a desire to have those. But then I see things like Outer Worlds where I'm like, that'd be cool. I could see myself sinking into that for like a day and then being like, cool, I need to play something else. But this does look rad. I'm glad you're both really high on it. It looks like a good replacement, again, for people who want to keep playing Skyrim. Like, but I love it. I'm like, play something else. Go play this.
Yeah, because like I used to, as everybody knows, I used to be a Bethesda ride or die. I used to sing the praises of Bethesda, but I've been getting burned on a lot of recently of what they've been putting out. I think it really started around like Fallout 4, but like Bethesda has been really dropping the ball, and I'm very happy to see independent studios like really just filling that void and taking big swings and knocking it out of the park like we've experienced with this one. So I'm very glad other people are stepping up to the plate.
Hell yeah. I love it. Cool. Any other thoughts on Tainted Grail?
No, that was pretty much it. Like, again, if fantasy RPGs is your thing, better download this right now. Because again, the expansion is out now, so
yeah,
go ahead and get it.
Well, it seems sick.
Base game and DLC.
Yes.
Come on, baby. Let's timestamp that boy. Chris, on to you, sucking butt.
All right. So this game is it captured my heart because of just like the artistic style and whatnot. But as Kani got the whole set for just playing the game, they also gave us nice little trading cards, and I'm so happy that Dawnthief did this because just seeing some of their art on like physical pieces, like it really just like helps me connect like a little bit more to the characters. But seeing like the style of them, like they look so cool, and I'm so happy to experience more of this because it's just really cool. So the whole thing with Dawnthief, the whole like mechanics of it, and like this is like probably like the most appealing thing to me. You got this like little ball and chain, you just yeet it, and then that does like damage. You can do a lot of things with that. You can connect to like the borders around you, deal damage, just jump like that. It's giving a lot of what I wish I could do in like older Mario games, and it's just doing it in like a much better way. Just I had a moment where like I ran out of lives and I had to pretty much speed run the whole thing, like the whole demo again to get to the boss fight. But it really took like no time to like get back to where I needed to be. The combat felt so solid too, just bouncing on enemies, bouncing around the level, and just like using that ball and chain was so much fun. It like literally, I beat the boss, got to the end, and I was like, I want more. I want to play more. I really enjoy this. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm so glad the boys here told me about it because like the way their booth was set up was you had big colorful sign. They were right in the middle.
Yep.
And it's so unfortunate because I feel like a lot more people should have played this game, and I really don't feel like it really got as much as it deserves. Because there was a moment, like it was like the last day, the guy we were walking past that booth. The guy was like one of the developers was like walking by, saw Nerdstorm. He goes, "Creator badge. Here's a pack of cards." I was like, that is so sad because there's like the first 100 players got a free pack of cards, and if you got all 7, you got like a cool prize, which I unpacked the one card that Kani needed to complete the set, and I was like, oh, here you go.
Unfortunately, what they did is when you completed it, and I totally understand why, because they didn't want to be giving out they didn't want to be giving out tons of copies of their game to everybody, because they got a code not for this game but for like a random game in their collection. So I totally get why they did this, but it did make it like really want to keep these because they're damaged now. They cut the corners off of all 7 of the cards.
Oh, right.
So when I got all of them completed, and I did toss them out because it unfortunately looks kind of rough when it's missing a whole corner off of all of the cards.
Yeah.
But they are very cool. I really like all the art for all of the characters. The game was a lot of fun. It reminded me personally a lot of like Shovel Knight, but a little bit faster.
Sure.
I even said like the art direction for this game reminds me a lot of Shovel Knight, and they were just like, yeah, this is our like highest definition game. And they were kind of talking about it a little bit, that they prefer to make games that can either run or match like the visual style of older games. And I love that. I love the fact that they like play to that nostalgia factor and that they enjoy making in that style. That it's not just like hey, we're gonna make this so that people buy a nostalgia dump, you know. They do it because it's something that they love and are passionate about. But no, the game was a lot of fun. I think I finished at Polyfighter, which was one of the big signs right next door. Mm-hmm. And Chris had been waiting in the paranormal activity side, and I was like, hey man, you should go play Dawnthief. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Highly recommend. And part of that was kind of like, maybe Chris will get the one card I need, and then look what happened. He did.
Yes, this was the second game I got to play. I finished real tiny, and then like stood up and just, the thing with PAX is you make eye contact with Dev, you're like, I gotta sit down now, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. But like I saw it and the style looks similar, and I've not played fully any of the Color Grave games yet. But they did Curse Crackers, they did Claire Alamode, they did April Grove, and they did another one, which I can't think off the top of my head. But I haven't committed to any of them. I own April Grove, and when I sat down to play this, I'm like, yeah. No, I'm in. Because one of the first things they point out, I'm wearing my beanie and I have my Shovel Knight pin. They were just like, oh, you like Shovel Knight? You'll probably like this. I'm like, cool, let's run it. I remember going through the level, trying to figure out some of the puzzle platforming. There were the giant logs where I'm like, I'm not sure how to get past this. I won't worry about it for the demo. And the further I got into the level and the different acrobatics of throwing the mace at the wall and pulling yourself forward, or like not hitting a wall but pulling it back and hitting an enemy on like so forward and back, getting him on the backswing. Jumping up and then throwing the mace down to hit someone. I'm like, that's what I do for the logs. All right, don't worry about it. I'm good. So I'll just finish the level. As you go to finish the level, there's the door that's like, you got 4 out of the 5 targets that you need to hit. And I sat there and the dev's like, what's up? I'm like, I have to go back. So and unlike classic Mario's, right? If you try to go left, you can't go again. You have to restart the level. You were able to just run completely back, go through the door, everything. I went back, lowered the log, got the target, went in, and you get like a lore piece. Once you get that lore piece, it's not in the demo, but there's a hub world where there's like a fortune teller who's like, this is the lore of the item, the thing and the stuff, and the people that did the thing. And that's how you unlock more of the story throughout the game, is like perfecting the levels and doing everything in it. The nostalgic take on going for the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy in Color style is something I've always appreciated. Like last year we had Pipistrello, which very much did that. And I'm probably Game Boy Advance was my most prominent handheld growing up. So like seeing games that remind me of that, it's very comforting. And I already know I'm going to go play Claire Alamode. I'm going to go play Curse Crackers, and just see what else Color Grave has to offer. I'm going to go play April's Grove. The team's doing great shit.
The other two are Prodigal and Veritas. I just pulled them up.
Okay. Let's see. I was trying to see if they had them on there.
Which code did they end up giving you a key for?
That's what I was trying to redeem right now, and if I'm not mistaken, you do it by clicking at the bottom where it says add a game on Steam and go to activate product on Steam to redeem a code, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
That is not loading for me. It is just giving me a Steam logo, scroll bar, and a little X. So I am unable to currently redeem it for some reason.
Steam, you're ruining life.
I don't know if that's a Steam issue, but if I can get it redeemed, I will let everybody know what the game was by the end.
Dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a Steam issue. It's Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah. They're doing their update, yeah.
Yeah, they might be fucking shit up. Thanks, Steam. Always run a date
Steam.
night.
I was trying to do something cool.
The amount of times we go to download something for date night and then it's just like, oops, sorry, maintenance. Like, fuckers, bitch. Anyway, but Dawnthief fucking rocks.
Yeah, it was definitely like one of those games that's like, as like I've like grown up, like anything that's kind of like Game Boy Advancey or like a side, like I normally am like, I kind of grew out of those when I dropped the Game Boy Advance. This brought me back, and like I felt like a kid again. It was very special. It brought back like all the nostalgic feelings. So I'm definitely gonna get it definitely gonna play it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got my vote, especially with like the target thing. It reminded me of Crash Bandicoot. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna go for like everything, and the perfectionist in me is gonna go ape shit as I try to figure out these puzzles.
I love it. I'm so excited that you guys are excited. I think this will be a great one when it comes out. That I could just see us all sitting in Discord and playing, and then Connor's like, "What y'all playing?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, Dawnthief," and then he hops in, and I like not that we have to like obviously play it together, but that parallel play of like, "Oh shit, the new thing came out that we all want to play."
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like Goobies too.
like listen,
Goobies.
that's this year, right? Do you have a date for Goobies 2 yet? Goobies 2 on Steam.
Parallel play on Goobies 2. That's gonna be insane.
Just
Listen, the
2026.
parallel play for Goobies 1 was legendary.
Yeah,
we did
what
that
a
for like
night.
3 or
100%.
4 nights, dude. Yeah.
Somewhere on Twitter was just like a screenshot of a Discord screen share of 4 versions of Goobies. I'm like, let's go, man. Let's go. Oh, shit.
Nerdstorm, you gotta play Goobies.
Okay, all right, yeah, fine.
Do you know Vampire Survivors?
Yes.
That, but it's goofy, silly little guys. Hold on. I got you, bro.
Goofy
Hold on.
little
They're
blobs.
blobs.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hold on.
they're little blobs.
Let me hit
They're
you
like
with this
blobs
Goobies
of
real
gel.
quick. Dawnthief to take your spotlight. Now, hold on. This is Goobies 2. This is a little bit different. Let's go with Goobies 1. 'Cause that's more of what you're building here.
I love the
Yeah.
name though.
Yes. So you play as like these different blobs, and they all do different things. And I don't remember anything, but there's like Inky Blinky, Stunky Dunky, Blingle Blongle, and just like they all have random, goofy, silly like.
I think
rhyming
they're
names.
literally like the things I say randomly, like the
Yes.
Bingus and Dizzy Wizzy and
Yep.
shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Spinky
Stinky
Winky, Wiggle Wobble,
Wiggle Wiggle.
Wiggle Woogle, Dizzy Wizzy. Yeah. And it is just
Okay, cool,
fight the
cool.
things on the screen. You pick up items and go make the radius bigger. Shoot fireballs every couple seconds, and it's that. And they're making a sequel that is far more like Risk of Rain 2. So it's more like, I guess, a little more on the action-y side, third-person camera as opposed to the top-down. We had a blast with the first one. I actually don't know, is Goobies 2 co-op? I assume
If it's
Risk of Rain was
co-op, oh my god, we're cooked. We are cooked if it has co-op.
Splatter blobs with your friends. Okay.
Yes!
Just double checking. Yep, single player, online co-op, LAN co-op. Cool.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
go.
24 hours Gooby stream.
Extra Life 2026. Only Goobies 2.
Fuck yeah. Raise money for the big beautiful kids while playing Goobies. Fuck yeah. Not that was at PAX. That's just the ADHD kicking in. But yeah, Dawnthief. Good pick, Chris. If you hadn't put it on, it was on my list. So that's the. It would honestly have been.
Danny.
It would have been my second pick. I would have, not that Real Tiny wasn't great, but that would have been my like, oh, this is cute. I did the interview for it. Like I definitely made coverage, but I would have bumped that one down and had Dawnthief right after Memoria Wake before my last one. Then, but yeah, Dawnthief was definitely a. I was gonna say a system seller. Like I'd buy a whole PC to play that, which is not correct. But like, yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, Danny, after hearing all of our picks, what's your final game?
Oh,
Bubba?
buddy,
Yes,
let me
sir.
tell you. My last game is really sick. This one was not on the show floor. This was at a separate location. This is one of those media badge, hey, come check out our experience over here. But the game is called Aether and Iron. It is a turn-based strategy game / visual novel, so very in the realm of Baldur's Gate, Disco Elysium, those kind of games. You are playing as a detective in this futuristic gumshoe detective noir New York, where everything is also very steampunky. I've seen this game before. I wasn't quite sold on it, and then when I sat down to play the demo, I'm like, fuck, this rocks. This is great. So like I said, you're playing as a detective. You start off with like, hey, there's this young girl that she's obviously the person that you need to protect. So you go out and the combat is all based in vehicles. So like you get the map, you roam around town. We need to go from point A to point B. There might be, for those of us who played Monster Road Trip, as your crows, oh, the tire broke or something interrupted us on the road. You have those moments which might lead into combat. They might lead into something else. But once you get into the actual combat, it is kind of isometric, but it's you driving down the road and your car swerving in between different lanes of traffic, and you're equipping different weapons on the different parts of your car. So like You put there's the left side, the right side, the front, and the back. You put a minigun on the back. If you drive in front of someone, rattle them with bullets. If you go alongside somebody and you ram into them from the side, you can push them over a lane. And if you push them into another car, they clash into each other. They create debris, which goes backwards, which might hit cars behind them. Really funny during my demo, I didn't realize, so I got onto the road, someone starts chasing me down. I'm assuming there's 3 cars chasing me. I went up to a guy, pulled out the shotgun, and shot him. And he's like, I'm just a civilian. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought the highlighted red was the boss and the other 2 were like minions. And the guy starts laughing. He's like, it's funny because you're not the first to do it, but like, yeah, you can just kill civilians and use them as like ammo. I'm like, oh,
Crazy.
interesting. But this led into the conversation of
Use
heat.
them as ammo.
Yes. So there's also heat in this game. So very much like GTA, the more bad things you do, the stars go up. And depending on how high your heat is, that changes the interactions in the world. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're going from point A to point B and like an event takes place in the middle, like for example, they while we were asking these questions, they skipped me ahead past the demo. They said, let's go check out something later on. There's a checkpoint. You're going to like a garage to upgrade your car, and you pass this checkpoint. I had negative heat. Like I was in the mega good. Like I'm not a bad person. So they're like, cool,
Right.
go on through. If I have slight heat, that might initiate combat because like, hey, people have been looking for you. So you end up trying to escape on your car and this combat kicks in. There might be one, and they said all these different things take place. This might be more extreme. It's going to be less extreme. Sometimes, like the mission they took me to, you're trying to hijack a train. My heat was not high enough to make me cool enough to hijack that train by jumping onto it. I needed higher heat. So because I went in as the goody two-shoes, I wasn't able to do that. And then, again, Boulder's Gate, so you're rolling dice. I think you roll 2d6, depending on how high you roll. You complete the task, you don't complete the task, but so far they've been very good at explaining there's not failure. Like, it's more like, yes, you did not accomplish the thing, but it's not like, oh, I got a nat 1, you're out. Like, it's like, event took place, but it didn't quite go the way you wanted it to, so it's very forgiving in that way, but it is still like, to get the ultimate result, you do want to get, like, the best scores you can. And there's 3 different stats. The more you complete, the more objectives you do, you can put your skill points into that. You're seeing here, it was like brass. Let me see here. It's brass, hustle, and it's something else.
Respect.
It's
What my goat John Cena taught me. Hustle, loyalty, respect.
not far off. It's something with smarts. It's like brains or smarts or something. But yes, when you go to roll, they'll be like, cool, you roll and you'll get plus whatever on the side. So your D&D modifiers, etc. I told them at the table, stylistically, this has me by the throat. I love the way this game looks. I love the visual style. I love the character designs. It's fully voice acted. They told me, like, I think 250,000 lines of dialogue in this game.
Oh my God.
There's so much. And it comes out today, as of us recording this. So Monday, when you're seeing this on the podcast. Or sorry, it came out yesterday for us. Today is Tuesday. So this game is out. I actually just got my key this morning. So tonight, when everything's packed away and date night's done, this is my evening. I'm playing this. I am so excited. When I talked with the devs, they were super chill. I gave them brownie points because it's a great experience of getting off the show floor into a quiet hotel room. It's just me and the devs. I'm not screaming over anyone to hear. So obviously that made the experience much nicer. But like, able to just have a very relaxing, like, kick back in a computer chair, just shoot the shit about the game. Here's the other things we played. How's the show been so far? Like, such a great experience. I know not all teams can afford to do that, but with the PAX show floor being as expensive as I assume it is, being like, oh, we just got a hotel down the street for 4 days, and we just have people come in and come play the game, like, that is so great. And if you're ever going to PAX and creating, you have the opportunity, please do that. That, like, I think that is it makes you feel very prestigious, but also, like, I think it just really gives you a chance to play the game and not feel like you're being spectated at a convention, you know? It was very nice.
Rubbing it in.
A little bit. But yes, I fuck with this game heavy. When I played this was Kani, you mentioned, like, your list changing. This bumped to the top and stayed up there. I am so excited to dive back into this one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I told them that to their face. I'm like, hey, listen, I talk about our top 10 that Topher and I do every year, where it is like, oh, cool, we all know this game's going to come out. Balatro 2, whatever games, like, they announce that you know are coming out. Balatro 2 is not coming out, by the way. That's just me talking out my ass. But, like, you know the games they're going to release. And then you have something that pops up out of nowhere, or, like, you've heard about it, but you didn't really give it a shot until someone else talked about it. And this right now is, like, one of my contenders where I'm like, I had no idea this was a thing. I didn't know where this was coming from, but like it's slotted into my list preemptively. Obviously I have to play the full thing, but like it's up there. I'm here. I fucking loved this.
It's a glowing review from just the demo, man.
Yeah. And then like here you can customize the car again, so you can put the different weapons on the different spots of the car. So you'll unlock more characters. I think they said it's a party of 6. In the demo I only got to meet the one character, and it goes in the lore. It looks like she's blind, but it's more of like lower class citizens don't have the color in their eyes, so you're kind of like a joke. You don't have the life in your eyes or something like that. So like,
interesting.
It was they didn't go too in depth because I'll meet the character and get to explore that. But yeah, it was basically a hierarchy thing. Your tax bracket was really defined by like, oh cool, you don't have color in your eyes, so we can see you're a lowly like person, but there are mechanics, so they're going to become super essential to you having your car and everything. I know just the gameplay, as someone once upon a time was like, this is not the type of gameplay I'm into. I need something actiony, something I get to actively play. I think narratively, visually, and doing that turn-based kind of strategy really just tickles my brain these days, and I'm fucking here. This was rad. Hell yeah. But yeah, team, timestamp. That was our PAX. We won't go too in depth with like, oh, we're about this, but is there anything else you want to like shout out? Like, I got to play this and this was cool, etc. while we're sitting here?
I do want to shout out Critical Reflex because I only talked about Freaked Fleapit. But oh god, I got real framey there for a second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. But yeah, Critical Reflex, I stayed at your booth the longest. There were so many good games to play. And I wish that I could talk about more, which I plan on making a TikTok on my top 10. But there were at least like 3 games that really captured me at your booth. Thank you for giving somebody an opportunity to, like Danny said, just sit there. And like, while I still had eyes on me, people were still watching what I was playing. It was nice just to be able to sit and play and then go, oh, there's another demo. Let me play that. Let me play that. Let me play that. Let me play that. I really like that setup where it is like, here is a computer with 6 games on it. Play as many of them as you would like, and then get up when you're done. That was a lot more fun than like, hey, here's a 15-minute demo that you waited 50 minutes for. Get out. That was, and not that I necessarily felt that way by any of the devs. But I would say that the way Critical Reflex did it, they killed it. All of the games I played were great. They're all at least worth mentioning. The ones I didn't talk about here, but maybe brought up briefly in like names and whatnot. Drowned Lake, I really enjoyed. Either Arctic or Atomic Eggs. I'm pretty sure it's on Steam as Arctic Eggs. A lot of fun, really weird, but who doesn't love a weird game every now and then? I didn't get a chance to try Altered Alma, but that was another one that looked really interesting. That was where I tried Lunacid. But yeah, great set of games. If you like Buckshot Roulette, it's the people who did Buckshot Roulette.
Yep. Oh yeah. Chris, any other quick plugs you played?
From the show, no, it pretty much covered everything. I'm just really happy for everything I played. I really feel because I was talking with it a little bit about it too. I think it was either Kani or Nerdstorm or maybe both of them. But I really feel like this year, like I got a sense of like completion, and I feel full.
Yeah.
Like I got exactly what I wanted out of PAX this year, and I'm very happy to do it all again my birthday week next year.
Hey.
I'm looking forward to it. As always, PAX is always a blast, and if we get this group plus Connor, or even if it's just this group again, whatever the future looks like and whatever the future holds, I'm looking forward to it as always. It's gonna be a blast.
Hope I bring the wifeys and the girlies next year. That's the plan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A couple of dates on the show floor.
Trying.
Nerdstorm, you got anything else you played you wanted to ramble about quick?
Not in particular. I just want to say thank y'all again for convincing me to go and whatnot.
Bro, it was a blast to have you.
Yeah.
Dude,
because
awesome.
if it wasn't for y'all convincing me to go, I probably wouldn't have gone, and let alone had a chance to meet y'all again. But got to expand my friend network and whatnot while I was out there, and then obviously got to play all these amazing games and just experience PAX in and of itself. So definitely a wonderful experience, and I can't wait to do it again next year. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everyone got all sympathetic. I was going to talk about the smelling device, but I guess if we're going to just Yeah, no, I think PAX is such a cool experience, and I think that's just kind of you initiate your what's my con, what's the one I go to, and I think PAX having East, West, Unplugged, and then Australia, which listen, one day we go for the Australian PAX adventure, see what that looks like. That's on
Maybe Rhea Ripley will be there.
Yeah, listen, it's on my bucket list. I'd like to, if not every year, I'd like to go to PAX Australia just to be like, cool, here's the vibe, and see what's over there, and how that all
What's
plays.
Australia?
Listen, I'm game. I'm gonna try it. But yeah, that and the device that is probably too expensive, but looks cool and makes things smell when you play games like Minecraft and then Lemony Fresh. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, sick. Good job, everybody. I knew we could do it.
Yeah.
So,
Real quick before we wrap things up, I just got to make sure I go through the indies releasing this week, because don't worry, it's a small week, guys. We are talking April 2nd through April 8th. On April 2nd, we have Fishbowl coming to Steam and PlayStation. On April 7th, we have People of Note coming to Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. On April 8th, we've got Super Alloy Crush on Steam and Early Access. And also on April 8th, we have Chain Staff coming to Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. I'm excited for Fishbowl. I think I can say, because that's releasing on the day this comes out, I've been playing the game for review. I'm pretty much past the demo, so hopefully next week when Topher's back, we'll be able to give you more thoughts on Fishbowl. But that's dope. So, any of those sound exciting to you guys?
I don't know what they are.
yeah, same.
And I wish that I could be like, yeah, indie game with names sounds pretty like exciting, but half the time the indie games with the weird names are the ones I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, we can spare moments. Let's do this. Let's do Steam. I'll pull up a little bit of each one. We'll make it a quick. We'll make it a long thing, and then we can do outros and wrap it up because you're already at 3.5 hours. Fishbowl.
Almost triple the time of last year. Let's
That's
go,
the plan, baby. We always gotta go long. Fishbowl. So Fishbowl, you're playing as this girl. I don't know if it's actually COVID, but like just started a job and then quarantine kind of situation. Very artsy. She is a video editor for, I guess, like a content creator. So like one of the mini games is editing like video. It's more of like a rhythm game where you move the note to where it needs to be edited, the video, the audio, whatever. But there's also like the story of grandma. I believe it might be Nana. I forget how exactly they identify. But like you're doing video calls and chatting with mom and how's work going. I'm kind of stressed out. You have the scary black and white dream state. Like what's happening in this world? Oh no, I have this bad memory. And it's, I think depression is a heavy part of the story and what's going on with all that. I'm enjoying it so far. Again, I'm super early on. I did get a key for it. Shout out to Jenny Wyndham for doing PR on that one. So friend of the show. But yeah, Fishbowl. So that one's coming out. People of Note, I talked about during Steam Next Fest. It is a music-based RPG. You are playing as this young pop star, and it's just like, your music's getting samey, do something new. So she goes on this adventure where all the different parts of the world are like very different music styles. The demo gives you like the rock and roll metal section of like this Arizona style desert. So yeah, you're like, oh cool, I want to learn music from you so I can really spice up my own music. I think it was fully voiced. The guitar dude just reminds me of Wolverine Fret. Like, I'm like, look at this guy. Yeah, I haven't met some of these characters, but yeah, you get the EDM, I think country, like so you end up fighting some like the cops or the country folk, like, yeah, what you doing in this neck of the woods, son? I'm like, I don't like these guys. Giving country a worse name, but yeah, that's expected. Super Alloy Crush looked very Mega Man-esque. Let me see.
Okay.
This is one I'm not super familiar with, but yeah, like 2D action platformer.
Ooh.
Reminded me of Berserk Boy that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I like
it
the
looks
sprite
really
work.
stylish.
Yeah, so let me see what else is going on here. That was a co-op. It looks like it was two. Maybe it was fighting a boss. I wish I could ramble about this one. I don't know thoughts other than just pulling up the trailer and looking at it. But it looks cool. And then actually Chain Staff I pulled up and then ended up closing. I didn't even get to look at it. But obviously, guys, Chain Staff has a demo, and it's this game where you do stuff. It looks like it's a 2D platformer that looks very psychedelic.
You just yeet a spear.
It looks like it. You just go throw out a big spear, yeah.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
Fighting dinosaurs?
Just like hit game.
Oh.
What is it? Lick spear?
Lick spear? Yeah, I think so.
That chicken just threw his beak.
Yeah. Hold on, we got Chase Av is a brutal action platformer with a transforming spear and grappling hook, blazing weapon upgrades, and a rockin' soundtrack. Aliens have attached to your head. Swing, shoot, and spear your way through mutating hordes and bone-shaking boss fights and get this thing off your head. Cool. Yeah. That's what comes out this week. There's probably more. I got those off Jill's website, so thanks, Jill. Anyformer. Appreciate you. Timestamp. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Playlog Podcast. I hope you enjoyed us rambling about PAX. Always a fun time to get to hang out with the boys and get to talk about games. We'll do Indie Spotlight next week because I didn't pick anything and I've got time to ramble again. I guess before we wrap up, we can go clockwise again. Chris, if you wanted to, if the little stinkly winklies wanted to go and find you on the internet, where would they go? I love it because I did not realize you were all doing that. I do not hear a single one of you doing it. Not a single one of them happened. And I was just
I only hear you.
Yeah. So, friend is Chris_RV2 on all social medias and platforms and such. A variety streamer. I'm leaning a little more into Resident Evil because it's just taking over my life and it's consuming me, and I want to be able to yap about the thing I love probably the most right now. So yeah, it's where I'm leaning. But again, variety streamer on platforms everywhere.
All right, name's Nerdstorm92, variety streamer. I usually play like RPGs and different things like that. Right now I'm on Tainted Grail, but I've also tried to dip my foot back into Pokemon as of recently. But yeah, also if you like talking about Dragon Ball or Star Wars or whatnot, I am your guy. So you can find me on pretty much any social, at Nerdstorm92. Excuse me.
Pig.
All right, I guess that makes it me. If you guys have been on the podcast for a while, you guys have seen a PAX episode or two with me in it. You've seen me reviewing some of the games that either I'm more excited about than Danny, or Danny doesn't have time for. So you know who I am, but I can proudly say I am back to streaming like I wasn't in some of those videos. So you can find me at Dwarven_Lion every Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Wednesday night, where I take this goober up in the corner, wrong corner, Christopher, and we play some Blabber Boys, which is right now it's just us playing Diablo 4, which honestly might be over tomorrow as of recording.
Yeah.
Because I think last I checked it said we had like 4 hours left or something crazy, or not even. I think it said we have like 40 minutes or something ridiculous. So we're gonna have to find a new game, and if we can't find a new game, it's another single player game day. But yeah, I do long form content and streams. I was previously going back through my backlog. I'm taking a break for that at the moment because we were having some struggles with Red Dead, which I've turned into a personal game. But if you want to see clips of my stream as like a little taste test, you can go over to my TikTok or follow me on Instagram for little life updates about what I'm doing, what I've tried, what I've been doing in my life. But yeah, that's it for me.
Dope. There we have it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if any of these demos look like your cup of tea. Be sure to stick around next week for a much more regular-sized episode where I believe Topher and I are swinging back to finally talking about our favorite walking sims and, the games alike. So that'll be good. And then my voice should hopefully be back to normal. We'll find out. I'm just playing games and editing for the next week, so it's going to be awesome. That's it. Bye.
We did it. Bye.